And we are live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come and join One Man Went to Mow. The session is in session and your company is required. Gather, come and join. One Man Went to Mow. It is that time of the day again. You know that is going to happen and you should be here already. One Man Went to Mow. The eagle has landed.
Water, only water. Water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́. Ilé sọ́ni kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́. Chifu Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dòde. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dòde. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́ọ̀dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ Petro Soname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ Petro Sodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Ìgbàlà tí àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there we are. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe ìgbàlà tí ẹ lè he he he. So Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe, as guys I bring you this. Nigeria's corrupt petroleum corporation executives invite newspaper editors to Lagos Hotel to bribe them to discredit report about their incompetence, wastefulness. So quite a handful or and a mouthful as well that are just that title alone, but loaded within all of the malaise that afflicts the Nigerian state. Nigeria's corrupt petroleum corporation executives invite newspaper editors to Lagos Hotel to bribe them to discredit report about their incompetence and wastefulness. So preach to the converted, that is preaching to the converted absolutely categorically. We all know about their incompetence and wastefulness and corruption as well. That is what has led us to this point. Our Chief Justice of Nigeria orders Abuja Judge Gambo Garba probed over Saludo order. So Saludo, of course, in the news at the moment, thrusting towards the Anambra seat, but it looks as though some Aboki George in Abuja is trying to sideswipe him. The Chief Justice of the nation steps in. Chief Justice of Nigeria orders Abuja Judge Gambo Garba probed over Saludo order. So what exactly is going on there, we'll find out in the soonest of time. This now not in the notice put up, but I bring you this anyway. Ex-technical director petitions Nigeria Anti-Graft Commission seeks probe of sports minister, others over alleged corruption, shambolic Tokyo Olympic outing. So we all saw what happened in Tokyo, where Nigeria went to embarrass herself, but it looks as though there are reasons why, and those reasons, of course, the language of corruption. So we'll go through that too, and then we'll land on this. Buhari's remark during Imo visit, twisted by agents of disinformation, a headline attributed to the presidency. So Buhari, of course, I think he said something along the lines that don't expect me to come back here in a hurry or something of that nature. A misinterpretation and a misunderstanding, the presidency will have you believe. Buhari's remarks during Imo visit, twisted by agents of disinformation, a headline attributed to the presidency. So we go through that too. So plenty to go through. So we take a pit stop with the Python dance and we come back and get straight into the throes of it.
iPod omeriwo n'Izu onírò ya abakare mama dawora olabori meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, na Python dance 3. Olabori meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, na Python dance 3. Olabori meri Nnamdi bụ onye du iPod omeriwo n'Izu onírò ya abakare mama dawora Olabori.
And there you are, Nnamdi win a war. So Nnamdi win a war. As guys, I bring you this. Nigeria's corrupt petroleum corporation executives invite newspaper editors to Lagos Hotel to bribe them to discredit report about their incompetence and wastefulness. The management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (Nnpc) has invited newspaper editors to a Lagos hotel with the intention of bribing them to discredit a recent report about ineptitude, mismanagement, and corruption in the state oil and gas company. Correspondents learned that the planned meeting with the editors is scheduled for 1 p.m. on Sunday at Legend Hotel, close to Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, in Lagos. A source privy to information regarding the emergency meeting told correspondents that it is to bribe editors to discredit a report exposing the incompetence of Nnpc executives and their wastefulness. They are inviting some editors to Legend Hotel in Lagos to bribe them to discredit a story published by the ICIR on Friday that really embarrassed them. The meeting is scheduled for 1 p.m. on Sunday, the source said. The content of the text message sent out to invite the editors read: meeting of selected editors scheduled for Sunday the 12th of the 9th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Venue Legend Hotel adjacent Muritala Mohammed International Airport. Please confirm attendance. The report highlighted data collated from audited financial statements released by the Nnpc, led by its Group Managing Director, Meli Kiare, on Wednesday. The report exposed how Port Harcourt Refinery Company, which is managed by Ahmed Deko, an engineer, reported no income in 2020 but incurred administrative expenses of 19.215 billion naira, paying salaries, wages, and other benefits to unproductive workers to the tune of 22.55 billion naira. Despite making zero revenue, Port Harcourt Refinery employs 487 new workers and paid 23 billion naira as salaries in 2020. Correspondents also learned that the Nnpc had already sponsored some groups to criticize the damaging report in an attempt to counter its implications by releasing press statements in the state by releasing press statements in the media. For instance, a coalition of northern and southern groups recently released a joint statement saying the continuous media attack were designed to distract Nnpc Group Managing Director and Port Harcourt Refinery Managing Director. The group said it took a stand during their second quarter meeting in Kaduna at the weekend because the attack dogs of haters of the ongoing reforms at the Nnpc are going beyond the boundaries of decency. As Nigerian citizens, we feel duty bound to draw public attention to a calculated, coordinated, and well funded media agenda designed to purposely distract the Nnpc management, including another committed public servant, Diko, who has been leading the reforms at the level of Port Harcourt Refinery. The group said the report on the 2020 financial statement of the company stated that the 487 new workers are being paid 3.93 billion naira annually, indicating that each of them takes an average of 8.072 million naira annually, or 672,000 approximately monthly salary. The amount they earn monthly is about the annual salary of a normal level 8 federal government worker. Between 2019 and 2020, the refinery employed 1,162 new staff members, paying 41.163 billion naira in salaries and wages, according to the ICR calculations of the company's wage data on its financial statement. Also, out of the 487 staff members employed in 2020, 430 were senior and management staff members, amounting to 88.2%, with huge financial implications. Only 57% were junior staff members. Also, out of the 675 staff engaged by the refinery in 2019, 656 were management and senior staff, representing 97% of the total, with huge financial implication. It is looking like jobs for the boys at our dear refineries. And I wonder, most of these guys are earning huge salaries. US-based financial consultant Ogochukwu said, whoever is running that enterprise deserves to answer several questions, she said. Also, staff pension, gratuity, and long service awards gulped up 77.76 billion naira in 2020 as against 63.43 billion naira in the previous year. Surprisingly, under Diko and his boss Kyari, the PHRC's unproductive staff were allowed to take car loans, compassionate loans, and advances valued at 1.001 billion naira in 2020. The amount was 597.297 million naira in 2019. In 2020, this refinery, which made no revenue, incurred a comprehensive loss of 53.1779 billion naira. In the previous year, the company made no revenue. But incurred 50.530 billion naira in comprehensive losses. Between 2017 and 2020, the company comprehensively lost 241.609 billion naira. So that's between 27. This is Buhari era, by the way. So between 2017 and 2020, the company comprehensively lost to 241.609 billion naira. Its revenue within this period was merely 6.27 billion naira. This refinery did not produce oil. What you have is that some people just iron their clothes, go to work, and come back at the end of the day, without adding to the productivity of the company. Oil and gas analyst at Lagos-based Chapel Hill Dehi Mustafa Wahab told ICIR. Nnpc Managing Director Kerry is the chairman of Port Harcourt Refinery. He is followed by Ahmed Deko MD, Babatunde Sofowora, Executive Director of Services, Reginald Ude, Executive Director of Finance and Accounts, James Ajibo, Executive Director Operations, and Uwaisu Muazu, now late, served till July 2020. These directors took 99.742 million naira as emoluments in 2020, a 67% increase from 59.650 million naira they took in 2019. In 2019, the Port Harcourt refinery did not record any revenue, yet it reported 25.19 billion in expenses. Six directors collected 59.65 million naira in fees, meaning that each of them received an average payment of 9.94 million naira a month in 2019. According to the Nnpc, names of the 6 directors in 2019 were Group Managing Director of Nnpc Malam Mele Kiare, Managing Director Abba Bubakar, who retired in March 2020, Executive Director of Service Babatunde S. Sofowore, it's not Sofowore, but Sofowore is how it spells, Executive Director of Operations Gadeyu Abiodun Owolabi, another Executive Director of Operations, Engineer Abel, I won't attempt his last name, and Executive Director of Finance and Accounts, Mrs. Aramide Ekundayo. Salaries, wages, allowances, redundancy, and pension cost gulped 22.195 billion naira. What that means is that, on average, each staff member received 32.88 million naira in 2019 from a company that made zero revenue. This amounted to, on the average, to 2.74 million naira each per month. Total salaries and pays received by staff members of Port Harcourt Refinery between 2017 and 2019 amounted to 80.57 billion naira, but revenues received by the company within the period were estimated at 6.27 billion naira, implying that the Nnpc sought 74.3 billion naira from outside the refinery to pay staff salary. Rather than privatize the refinery, the Nnpc chooses to pump an equivalent of 4.5% of Nigeria's 2021 budget, which was 1.5 billion naira, into the refurbishment of a refinery that comprehensively lost 206 billion naira approximately between 2017 and 2020. Oil and gas analyst at Lagos-based Chapel Hill, oil and gas analyst at Lagos-based Chapel Hill Denham, Mustafa Wahab, said the investment in the refinery made no sense. Dangote Refinery is coming on board and can process about 650 barrels per day of crude oil, highest in the world. Nnpc has taken 20% stake in Dangote. Why then are you resuscitating Port Harcourt Refinery? We have done the analysis at Chapel Hill Denham and found that the government should be spending $3 billion or more to ensure efficiency of the refinery. So it does not make investment sense because you are not going to compete with yourself, he said. Two, some countries are exiting low carbon energy sources and migrating to clean energy. So, after rehabilitating Port Harcourt Refinery, for how long will you enjoy its benefits, given that you market not just to Nigeria, but also those countries exiting what you intend to sell them, he asked, urging the Nigerian government to concession it for optimal benefit of the Nigerian economy. Oil and gas governance consultant Henry Ademola Adegun also noted that the refinery was badly managed. The point is that the refineries are still badly managed. The faster the corporation becomes a limited liability company, the better, Adegun said. You have a refinery not producing anything and not making revenue, but salaries are being paid. How did the Nnpc make the profit they said they made when the inefficiencies are there? The profit and loss do not show anything. They simply want to make it attractive to the stockman. He said there was no cost cutting by the Nnpc or refineries, adding that there were also no innovative efficiencies, no restructuring or replanting, and no cost savings on salary and wages. Former president of Nigerian Society of Petroleum Engineers, Joe Nwakwe, said the only thing that the corporation could have done was to sell off the refineries. If you have a factory and it is not producing, you will have to pay the gate man and even the insurance company. The PHRC was commissioned in 1965. It was made up of two refineries. The old refinery was inaugurated in 1965 with capacity for 60,000 barrels per stream day, and the new refinery was inaugurated in 1989 with an installed capacity of 150 barrels per stream day, according to Nnpc. It has a capacity of 210 per stream day with 5 process areas. In 2000, the then government of Nigeria shut down the refinery for turnaround maintenance. Other 3 refineries in the country were also expected to undergo similar process, oil and gas journal said. As of that time, $364 million had already been spent on endless turnaround maintenance services. About $25 billion has been spent on turnaround maintenance in the past 25 years, according to Guardian. So it is worth just repeating that this 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 is the totality of what we have borrowed from China in the last 5 years. This is the totality of what we have borrowed from China in the last 5 years. Just what they are spending on one refinery to just do a turnaround, a never-ending turnaround. So let me give you that paragraph again. As at that time, $364 million had already been spent on endless turnaround maintenance services. About $25 billion has been spent on turnaround maintenance in the past 25 years, according to The Guardian. $25 billion on a turnaround maintenance of something that they continue to report is not productive. You spent $25 billion to say you are doing maintenance on something that continuously and endlessly year in year out reported loss. So that is the Nigerian story right there. So let's just see, is there anything else left? Okay. The Institute for Global Energy Research in a 2004 article said the barrage of corruption, poor management, sabotage, and lack of the mandatory turnaround maintenance every 2 years had made all the refineries inefficient, making them operate at about 40% of full capacity. The NNPC said in April 2020 that it would hand over the 4 refineries in the country to a private firm to manage. We are going to get an OM contract. NNPC won't run it. We are going to get a firm that will guarantee that this plant will run for some time. We want to try a different model of getting this refinery to run, and we are going to apply this process for the running of the other 2 refineries. However, this has not happened. Rather, so this is not going to happen, of course, because even if they get a final hurrah in terms of corruption with that selling it off to a private firm, that will be their final hurrah. But they get endless hurrahs from that space, as we've just heard now. 25 billion dollars in 25 years. So $1 billion hurrah every year, even if they sell that thing for, and I don't think they can sell it for up to $1 billion, because the last valuation of that Nnpc Port Harcourt, the Port Harcourt refinery, the last valuation was about 500 to 600 million dollars, because no private firm is going to pay over the odds for anything. So, but they are getting $1 billion steady in a wolf money. So just for maintenance, they are getting that, and we've already heard the eye-watering amounts that they are getting in wages and emoluments, and just so if you are talking about looting, that is it right there. We are going to get an OM contract. NNPC won't run it. We're going to get a firm that will guarantee that this plant would run for some time. We want to try a different model of getting this refinery to work, and we're going to apply this process for the running of the other 2 refineries. However, this has not happened. Rather, the corporation has sought money to rehabilitate the failed refineries. It has prided itself on cost-cutting efficiency, but its refineries have incurred humongous losses. Analysts say NNPC has no cost to hold on to the running of the refineries, haven't shown no capacity to manage it. So that is the Nigerian story. And of course, so you see now why they are calling in the editors to bribe them. So the idiot editors, they'll give them what? 10k dollars, and they'll think they are big boys because they can go and now toast that sleeper that sells eba down their office. That Rashida, or they are go and go build bungalow in your village with the $10,000 that they're giving you, the $50,000 that they've given you. You think you're a big boy when they are pocketing $25 billion. But that is the Nigerian story. The Nigerian story: Chief Justice of Nigeria orders Abuja Judge Gambo Garba probed over Soludo order. So let's find out exactly why 2 Malamis are fighting over an Igbo man. Again, that headline: Chief Justice of Nigeria orders Abuja Judge Gambo Garba probed over Soludo order. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, has ordered the Judicial Service Committee of FCT Abuja to investigate and sanction the Upper Area Court Judge Gambo Garba. Garba had issued direct criminal summons against the Anambra State APG governorship candidate Professor Chukwuma Soludo, an order clearly above his limit. CJN Mohammed has now asked the JSC, under the chairmanship of the acting chief judge of the FCT, Justice Hussein Yusuf Baba, to punish Garba. Correspondence report. In July 2021, Garba issued a direct criminal summons against Professor Soludo over perjury, corruption, and false asset declaration, an action which is said to be completely outside the jurisdiction of the court. The court said the criminal summons against Soludo was for alleged serial abuse of office and breach of code of conduct for public officers when he was the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria between 29 May 2004 and 29 May 2009. The acting judge of the Federal Capital Territory is expected to submit his findings to the CJF within 21 days. Last week, worried by conflicting ex parte orders flying out of court, the CJN met with the chief judges of FCT Rivers Kebbi, Cross Rivers, Jigawa, Anambra, and Imo State. So there you are, the battle for that Imo State, for that Anambra State slot. It gets dirtier and dirtier. Who is afraid of Soludo is the question. Ex-technical director petitions Nigeria's Anti-Graft Commission seeking probe of sports minister others over alleged corruption, shambolic Tokyo Olympics outing. The crisis in the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development has taken a new twist as a former technical director of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Sunday Adeleye, has petitioned the Independent Corruption Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to investigate the minister Sunday Dare over alleged breach of Public Procurement Act, amongst others. Adeleye, in a petition to the ICPC, called for the investigation of the Secretary General of the AFN for alleged misconduct and mismanagement of funds. Two petitions dated July the 30th, 2021 and addressed to the chairman of the ICPC were written against Dare. One of them titled Petition Against the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development over gross breach of Public Procurement Act 2007. It reads, "We are constrained to bring to your attention the impunity with which the Public Procurement Act 2007 was breached by Mr. Sunday Akindare, Honorable Minister of Youth Sports Development, in the award of a contract to AFA Sports. In the build-up to the departure of Team Nigeria to the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, under the directive of Mr. Sunday Dare, awarded a contract for the supply of sports kits to AFA Sports without due consideration of Public Procurement Act. According to Public Procurement Act 2007, Section 1 and 3 of the PPA established established the National Council on Public Procurement and the Bureau of Public Procurement, respectively. Many Nigerians were angered by the organization and management of athletes and others during the Tokyo Olympics held in Japan this year. First, there was the embarrassment of seeing 10 of our country's athletes disqualified over administrative incompetence by Nigerian officials. Then, one of our medal hopefuls, Chukwu Buka, who made the shot put finals, shared a video of himself washing his competition jersey for his next outing, writing, "When you made the Olympic finals, you only have one jersey." A faction of the AFN, led by Shehu Gasau, had secured a contract with Puma to provide kit for the Nigerian team going for the international event. However, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development refused to allow Team Nigeria to be kitted in Puma wares, saying it was not privy to the agreement signed with the kit manufacturer. The ministry alleged that Gusau and a former technical director of AFN, Adeleye, refused to disclose the contractual agreement they allegedly signed on behalf of AFN for 5 years without recourse to the board. So let's just see if it's a okay, yeah, it's not too long-winded. Bear with me. Okay. Before Team Nigeria's departure for Tokyo, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo had unveiled AFA Sports as the official kit supplier for Team Nigeria. But Adeleye insisted the federation had a subsisting contract with Puma. The second petition against Dari is titled Petition against the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development involving double request, approval and release of funds in favor of Nigeria Basketball Federation. It alleged that Dare duplicated a contract that had been awarded by a former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Solomon Dalong. It reads, in the course of our activities, we came across documents relating to application approval and release of funds amounting to about 2 billion naira in favor of Nigeria Basketball Federation. The background story is that Barrister Solomon Dalong, former Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, had sometime in 2019, before the dissolution of the Federal Executive Council, where he served during the first tenure of Mr. Buhari, of Mr. President, made an application in respect of the MBBF. It alleged that there was an application for the sum of 1.6 billion naira to enable the ministry fund some activities. On August the 10th, 2021, Adeleye also petitioned the ICPC in a letter titled Letter of Petition Against Adisa Biyoku of Gross Misconduct and Mismanagement of Athletics Federation of Nigeria Funds. The petition reads, we are constrained to bring to your attention the gross misconduct and mismanagement of public funds perpetrated by one Adisa Biyoku. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development claimed he is the Secretary General of Athletics Federation of Nigeria prior to preparation of athletics team to 2020 Olympics. Our attention was also drawn to a press release on the 6th of August 2021 titled, okay. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development and signed by Dr. Simon Egbejiya, AG Director, FEAD, where specific clarifications were made about the kits for Team Nigeria to Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Paragraph 3 of the press release specifically stated that the ministry provides financial support to each sports federation as required. It is therefore the responsibility of each national sports federation to provide these competition wares for their team athletes and officials. Mr. Adisa had been the custodian and accounting officer of all funds requested using the name of AFN to apply through the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. We believe he was provided with funds too. The revelation of AG Director FEAD stated categorically that financial support was provided to kit the athletics team at the 2020 Olympic Games. So on and on it goes, and a bit convoluted, but the long and short of it is that our petitions against the Minister of Sports. Buhari's remark during Imo visit twisted by agents of disinformation. The presidency speaking, the presidency on Sunday The presidency said on Sunday President Muhammadu Buhari's statement during his visit to Imo State was taken out of context by critics. The president, who visited Imo State during the week to commission some projects in the state, made light-hearted remarks on the warm reception he received during the visit. Buhari said, I am overwhelmed by this reception. Overwhelmed in the sense that when I accepted the invitation by the Imo State governor, who wants to justify investments the government has done to his people of Imo State, I thought I would see bridges, roads, and a few renovations. He did not tell me he was going to get the whole Igbo leadership here. So in the future, when he invites me, I know what to do. But I think he has done what the military didn't like. I think he has done what the military didn't like. He has achieved surprise. He has surprised me beyond description. Governor of Imo State, I cannot thank you enough, but I will be careful with your future invitations. However, the special advisor on media and publicity to the president, Femi Adesina, who reacted to the criticism that trailed Buhari's remarks in Imo via a statement, said purveyors of disinformation were behind the fake news. He said, we have observed that President Buhari's concluding remarks at the meeting with the Southeast leaders during his one-day visit to Imo State is being deliberately concocted and twisted out of context. The purveyors of disinformation want Nigerians to believe that the president bluntly told Governor Uzodinma, I'll be careful with your future invitations. They have adduced different meanings to the phrase. Contrary to the context wherein the president spoke during his successful dialogue with leaders of thought in Igbo land, he insisted that Buhari's visit to Igbo was very successful, saying the Igbo leaders shared the same enthusiasm that his trip to the state would bring peace, foster unity, encourage better understanding amongst citizens. So this is Femi Adesina again having to reward and rebrand Buhari's words. So reward and rebrand Buhari's words. Ovie, I see you. Sam, I see you. Okay, good to see you both. Ovie, to you first, if you're ready. Ovie, are you there?
Yes, I was here.
Yeah,
I am here and I'll be here.
Oh, you're in a different space now. Where is your background? So to that sports space, you've been trying to highlight that sports space to us for a while now, but it looks as though your party man Sunday Dare, people are now writing petitions against him for corruption. So your party man Sunday Dare, you've been wanting him jailed for a long time.
I don't, as in, I need to. When is that publication? Sorry. When is the publication? Mama, don't run. Oh man.
No, sorry. Did you say where is it or when is it?
When? What date is it?
Okay, hold on. This actually came out. This is dated September the 12th, but the petition, I think the petition was filed in July sometime. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's I thought it's before the Olympics. Yes. No. I mean, it's not that I want him jailed. I mean, just like every public officer. I mean, they deserve to be.
Is doubling up on contracts. Is going to the archives to bring contracts that had already been used, and is just running that through accounts and collecting billions into his account. Puma gave them a deal. He says he doesn't want that. He go and cut a deal with his party man to the point that athletes are washing jersey in the sink. That is the Nigerian story.
Yeah, I mean, I think the background to that is a man who as a minister, who should act as the head, as a father. I mean, as a husband, if you have two wives who are getting head to head, what do? You settle the case, not picking side, and that's exactly what he did. Sunday Adeleye belongs to before this year, because there was a
he seems to have a
election
particular. Because he seems to be the one throwing all the petitions, so he seems to
no,
have a.
he brought the Puma deal.
Mm.
It's exactly what is happening in Rivers State and Lagos State against the federal government. VAT. Now, you as a president of the federation, you don't have access to the accounts, and you are meant to run day-to-day activities. How do you do that? So this is we are at a very interesting time here, because Sunday Adeleye, who is a young man, a man who has break ground. He is the first person that actually the Nigerian athlete voted him in to represent them. First time in the history of that federation. That federation has been in existence since 1954. Before him, we would just wake up overnight. That's our athlete representative. So this is a young man who said, no, enough is enough. I'm able to break that gene and able to sit on the federation. Now, in that federation, just like what Wike is complaining, like every other Nigerian know, when at every month, every governor go Abuja, go they beg for what belongs to you. Now, this man, this Sunday Adeleye, out of his own competence, he go outside, go source for Puma deal. Never in history. Before na federal government would beg.
But is the minister not right, though, to query that he doesn't know the details of the deal? The minister must know the details of the deal.
I'm giving you the background of what the minister. All this happened before the minister came to power.
I think he is just sour grapes, isn't it? They didn't let him cut his own deal, and is upset about that. They didn't cut him in the looting.
No, it's like you have the federation used to be paddy status quo now, normal thing. Now we did there. So he happens to be the neutral guy. The first time a young man who came into a federation that you cannot influence, you cannot intimidate, you cannot even help. It's not asking for your help. All the other members of the federation and the president, they pay their transportation to go meeting, pay their hotel bills to compensation and all that. So this is the only man who hold himself tight. He don't need your help. He just have his say. He wants to work for the Nigerian athletes. That's what is. So they go see him as a black sheep.
So who is he acting for if he's going to cut Puma deals outside of the knowledge of the minister?
One man, please. One man. Just give me 2 minutes. I go. I'm breaking it down to you the background. So there was an agreement within the federation that made everybody go within the board members go and bring a contract, bring business. Go and source for money now, rather than just waking up every day waiting for government budget. That was the agreement that if you bring this contract, some percentage, however the agreement it will be allowed to you. And that's what this guy did. This guy go use his influence in Germany and get Puma contracts. Now, they call the vessel, carry them along. We are talking about a federation that has a stigma already. What is the probability that if he carry on go that meeting, they go give them? You understand? Waiting stop now. We will go on now, go bring the same contract. Let the petition be robust. Have money to spend anyhow. No, they put it out. So they don't feel control that guy. Now, when the new minister come, he come back the other faction that's saying that they're criminal activity. They don't know how they take that contract, blah blah. So the minister did look carefully into the two of them. Who can he use among the two faction? One, a former House of Rep member, his colleague before, honorable member, Engineer Guso. You know, if you intimidate that one. The other one, who is it? An Olumide George, a young man, the former state House of Representative member. So who you go fit intimidate? And that guy, a Yoruba guy. I'm sorry to go tribal here, but that thing factored in. So he look at who can he intimidate, who can he use. Now Olumide. So he go with that. And for the fact that the other side get the Puma contract, he overlooked it at the detriment of the athlete. I mean, it's so interesting now that the one when they bring concept now, it didn't even go according to the rules of web because he in the claim say yes is local, that we should patronize ourselves and all those crap that they are cooking. That's what waiting make that thing go slide. But I'm glad that Sunday that what is his name Adeye did not just go back and relax. They should take this into the highest court because for God's sake, for the first time, I competed. I represented Nigeria. The last time I represented was 2010. If I'm not making that I was physically present. The subsequent ones, I have to leave for school and all that. 2010 Africa Championship. You understand? They say we get Nike. We are in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. In fact, we landed there 2 weeks before the competition in Kenya, so we have time. Still, we don't get anything to wear. Kenya, which is a host country, this is also kitted by Nike. When their kids come, we they look them last minute, would they beg them? If it was not the same color, would they maybe for beg them to wear? Because at the end, 2 days into the competition, we never see get our uniform. Would they use our old one? Would they jump? We see the person wear Nike, one wear Adidas. So that's how embarrassed, how this thing they degenerated for so long ago. So for this young man to come out of his own competence and everything, going out there and bring a contract, rather for you to embrace him and say, "Come, you are aware that they see him as a devil," just because they know if he manipulate the guy. But as I said, the minister he called me trouble. Yeah, there was a trouble before the minister came. When he came, instead of him to settle the trouble, he took side. And the side he took, that's what is backfiring now. I mean, how you took a side that I understand.
But what are the details of this? What are the details of this Puma deal that this guy? You know what I suspect is
when you sign the contract, there's a no disclosure agreement you sign with Nike. Those are not yet. Now Puma we are talking about here. Puma no be.
You know they are signing. You know he's signing Nigeria up for a 5-year deal with Puma.
Yes,
a deal that the minister does not know the details of.
No, it wasn't this minister that was on board when the contract was signed. This contract was signed 2007, 2017.
But they should have the details to show the new minister if he wants to see it.
If he wants to see it.
So he don't go cut choppies with Puma. You know?
No, see, well, TANKO say Puma minister. No, Puma no be anyhow company where we say on that back door you go sign contract. It's just like you say you go university, you go London School of Economics. Then you know if you hide them, you understand. The record is there. So there's a net disclosure agreement between them and Puma. So what you have to honor? Regardless of what, if you come to a federation, this is a trouble, then you settle it. Don't pick a side. You know, say you know people win, and you end up picking a side that are incompetent. That incompetence lead to 10 people can be disqualified, led to a final Olympic finalist. They wash uniform they wear, for God's sake. In a Nigeria, I mean that guy, he should come and explain.
Doing laundry now. Everybody does laundry. Why would they actually not do laundry?
And how do you expect him to defeat a guy that came with suits of case of uniform? If that they are competing to US and all that, they feel they change uniform at every throw because now shot putter. Now he's a shot put guy. They feel they change uniform at every throw. They can afford it. I mean, how do you compete with those numbers in? Because at that point, now everybody they shape. I'm sorry to everybody they shape at that point, but it has to be your mental capacity now to carry on. That's what separates you from the winner and the first and the last. So for you to qualify, for you to make the standard, you've already done your work. Everybody that's at the Olympic ready is ready. But at that point now, not be who they ready pass, but who has the best motivation? Who has the best motivation? I mean, before when they come up, we look up to people like Gordon James. Gordon James from now Benue guy, but all his life he live in Kaduna. He did tell us his first experience at the Olympics. He's a 400-meter runner. The US guy there in front, Jeremy Warner, he was admiring that guy's spikes, that spike shoe. When they say on your blocks, he don't know. So those things they play out, and that's exactly so. For the guy to complain saying the time when he's supposed to rest the muscles, they relax.
Listen to this, Ovie. It says it is disheartening and a national embarrassment to see Nigerian athletic athletes being provided with only one pair of jersey at the Tokyo Olympics, which forced them to wash the wears every day before the next competition. This is after the ministry's AG director claimed that all necessary funds to kit the athletes were
Billions.
provided to support athletes as requested by Adisa. So it was not just that guy. They were all washing they will go and run, then go and wash their jersey in the sink, and then come back and run again.
Every concerned Nigeria should sue the kitting company. Since now homegrown company, it's supposed to be a national pride. How come? How much were you paid to provide just one uniform for a Nigerian athlete? But even though now one they say they pay for, what is your own patriotic giveaway? You know they do giveaway. Why you not give the additional one? So all these things are things that we should because now we contract. Now we contract now they do. Puma they give this guy a suitcase, like about 2-3 suitcases where they will carry gold. I mean, the kids were in Olympics, we are the Olympic venue. Trust me, they ship them to the Olympic ground. Now, made them call when we were there. The minister said no. Matter of fact, every athlete will speak up, pay dearly for it. So, the man, I say, deserves to go if you know if you answer all these things. For me, regardless of anything, if you come as a minister, settle case where you meet, don't pick a side. You pick, and above all, you pick a side that is incompetent. You're not a politician. You rely on people that you made on ground to put you through. So why you not pick? Because those 10 athletes that were not allowed to compete, the alarm was raised 8 months, and these same people come out boldly saying that lie, no fear happen. So it wasn't a secret. It wasn't okay. I know one secret. I hold on for you to victimize you because me the fight. No, the other camp, which I strongly support, autonomous. It's that time the federation go autonomous of the federal government. We have all the take to generate our funds. But any company where you approach, knowing the fact that you are taking order from the minister of sport, who is a politician, will not sit down with you. It's a fact. I won't do the same thing if I'm a businessman. So it's hard time we forgo the federal government and go autonomous. All we need is the federal government to do is to just provide the enabling environment.
You can't go autonomous in national sport now. You have to have a national body.
That's what I'm saying. No, when I mean going autonomous, let the day-to-day activity be 100% based on the people who are doing it. We should not be going to federal government for money. We don't need their money. We have everything to raise our money. We have superstars that we can put on the front to raise money for ourselves. We are the brains. That federation has been existing since 1945. It has produced best of engineers, best of preachers, best of doctors all across the globe. So we can run our federation without necessarily going to the federal government to say, I beg, give us money this year. So that's what we are saying. Now, look at it though. Even though there was not actually money involved in this Puma contract, firstly, imagine if there is more. Let's say there is a 2 million naira. You put it into
how do you know there was no money involved in it?
The Puma self then come out. I mean, as I said, Puma no be what is it called? Puma is a global brand. It's like Nike and Adidas. So this is, I mean, for him to go CAA no be Nigerian court now. It don't go beyond a global court. But so it's not something. If there's anything that we incriminate, I don't think they'll go that far. Matter of fact, DSS came out. DSS came out and said, "Hey, these guys are clean." So what are we saying here? So yes, we can go autonomous. We are not saying we don't want to
listen to this, and then react to it. A faction of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, led by Shehu Gasau, had secured a contract with Puma to provide kit for the Nigerian team going for the international event. However, the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development refused to allow Team Nigeria to be kitted in the Puma wears, saying it was not privy to the agreement signed with the kit manufacturer. The ministry alleged that Gasau, a former technical director of Athletics Federation Nigeria, Adeleye, refused to disclose the contractual agreement they allegedly signed on behalf of Athletics Federation of Nigeria for 5 years without recourse to the board. So what are you expecting them to do with that?
How can
you go sign contract? Nobody know the details of the contract. You did not get board approval. And
how can the minister who led the Nigerian contingent to World Championship in Doha, Qatar, 2019. What did Team Nigeria wear for Doha? na Nike. They want Puma. This contract was signed in 2017. It wasn't today or yesterday.
Yes, so, but if the minister wants to see the details of the contract, then you just present it. So why are they refusing to present the details of the contract?
Would the minister come out today and say he doesn't know the details of the contract? As I said,
but that is what they just said now.
See, because now people be that the minister has his own agenda. You understand? When you come out, you say, okay, you want to take advantage of the weakest point, and exactly that's what he did to his own advantage. Trust me. Millions were made. Okay, now how much did they sign the new contract? They are complaining that there was no detail about the Puma contract. What is the detail about the new contract? Because if there was detail, I'm pretty sure it's not just going to be one jersey provided by each athlete. So what is the detail? So it's foul. It's very sad for him to be saying that you are World Championship, for God's sake. Puma kitted Nigeria at World Championship. Now you be the contingent that let. Matter of fact, there was an issue at that championship too. So Nigeria were almost disqualified. Almost. But guess what? Even that almost, guess what he did? He fired Sunday Adeleye, who was the technical director then. He sent the guy home from Doha immediately. Yesterday.
Is that not a case? Is this not a case of sour grapes then? If they sack you and then you are writing petition, why was he not writing those petitions before he was sacked?
No, that was 2011. They sent him out. This case, what would they do? So just start today. This case has been on since the man resumed duty. Since the man resumed duty, that this case has been there.
It sounds to me like a case of sour grapes. This guy, he did not get the dollars because he could not fulfill the promises he made to Puma. Because the minister decided to go with somebody else. Now he's shouting foul.
You are one man, now 5 years contract. It was signed 2017. So it's supposed to end this year. Nobody said the contract has been signed. Everything. They don't keep Nigeria now. Nobody they keep Nigeria. That same year, this year, the junior team were kitted in there. They had Region 2. There's a country we call Region 2 among the West African nation. In Zaria, Kaduna, this year, they were kitted by same Puma. I mean, those people not be Nigerians. I didn't represent Nigeria. As I was saying, some person makes mistake for Doha, you send him home, right? That one are two accidental, almost happen, not even happen. Now, in fast forward to the Olympics, 10 athletes were disqualified out of your own incompetence. Yourself, nobody, as we speak today, nobody has been called to order. Nobody has been queried. No, they said they will set up panel as usual. They just waiting till.
Is it not for wrongdoing that those athletes were disqualified? Is
no.
It not for...
See, as in, if you want to, one man, if you want to represent Nigeria at the Olympics, there are two things is required of you. One, make the standard, and if not, things will come and run and qualify, which this athlete did. Now new rules. How did it become new rules? When I say new rules. Nigeria, they don't upgrade us. I'm sorry to use that word, upgrade us up to category A, which is not a good thing. That is because we are not doing enough to dope our athletes and upgrade us. So for that reason, they say anybody will go make Olympic starter has to go through testing. How do you go through testing? You provide your whereabouts every day. Now, these athletes were with the federation, the minister, they carry the travel up and down, come America, come Texas, they run up and down. They were together for months. So the whereabouts of these athletes is with them. You understand? Because you're not going to say they won't come dope you. They will just come knock for your door. Bring your piece, bring your blood, whatever they wanted to dope you on. You don't know, you're not supposed to know. So it is not, they did their part. Now, administrative failure, as I said, there was an alarm 8 months before that they say, come. If you guys did not carry out these tests, these athletes no go compete. They say a lie. They are just looking for cheap publicity. Cheap publicity they got. But what I'm asking, who is going to answer for that? Because all these things, I see the Puma contract. Nobody say, Atomi, no be Puma contract. You just don't like Gusso and his way of ruling the federation. That just you not just like this person.
So it's a battle of wills. It's more.
It is a battle of wills. So when would they criticize the full animal? They are bulky man. Don't they see? He's well read, he's learned. We know him now. He said, this is the people that fought for June 12. I read his book, Gorilla, from Gorilla Warfare. I know this. I wrote a page. I wrote a national day to congratulate him and say, come, you need to consult why if you actually want to succeed in this outfit. So somebody I admire, true, not be say I have anything against him. He's young, he's educated, he's exposed. You have the opportunity to turn the Nigerian youth fortune around. And you dey turn for political incident. Maybe you want to become the governor of your state. There's a rumor out there. So I understand.
You know what? I think you just don't like that guy. But let me move you from
As
there.
I said, I admire him.
No,
I mean,
you don't like him.
He's the leader we clamor
always
for.
running him down
No,
because he's an Oyo man.
No, he's the leader we clamor from the south. Somebody who's intelligent, who's educated, who's exposed, who has fought the military power that be. So what is the what qualified to people that we want? Not be that kind of person. So I'm not going to. I respect you, but I shouldn't glorify you. I will call your effort if I see him, and that's exactly what is happening.
All right, let me take you to the east of VA and Buhari's recent visit. Well, controversy as ever. If you mix Buhari with the Igbos, the end result is always going to be controversy. So Buhari goes to that space and then he leaves. They say he's joking, but the Igbos, of course, not taking this as a joke. It says, this is his comments. So I'll just give you this random paragraph. The purveyors of disinformation want Nigerians to believe that the president bluntly told Governor Uzodinma, I will be careful with your future invitations. So that is what he said. Those are the words that came out of his mouth, Malam Buhari to Fulani Maid. So he said that I will be careful with your future invitations. Buhari said that to Fulani Maid, but Adesina is saying that people are not taking the totality of his statement, that it was said in jest. So Buhari again just unguarded comments towards the Igbos. First, he will speak to them in the language that they understand, and now he will be careful when they invite him to dinner.
Well, on one side, is it a comical? Is it being sarcastic about it, or this is like a legit conversation they are having? Because it could be both ways. If it's a legit conversation, I do understand. What is his? Even though the aim has been achieved of him visiting to say yes and all that, but it's still kind of embarrassment. That is not what That's why the fact that the media are trying to point out why he was here and all that. But
do you think they should stop Buhari from speaking in public? Do you think they should stop it? Because anytime he speaks in public, it gives us an insight into his mind, and we're more and more alarmed.
Well, I think the people who should be worried about it is not the Nigerian citizens. They should be the APC, not us. I mean, as I said, I know this man. If I say I know how, I don't understand why people would have, kill behind me, didn't know it. So all the thing that is doing is not surprising to me. Yes, if you ask them, if you say that APC should be worried about this utterances' appearance, yes. But again, what is APC without Buhari? APC was built behind Buhari followership, his innocence, his forthrightness, his now the waiting build APC be that. So in a way, no matter how they do, you just have to manage him. You understand? Because it will be interesting what will become of APC after Buhari.
Yes, just speculate on that, okay, because I too agree with you that the entirety of APC is essentially about Buhari. Remove Buhari from APC, then there's nothing really there anymore. And if you remove Tinubu as well, then just everybody can go home. You know, the whole party was built around just that man's his presence in the north and his perceived popularity. So what is APC outside of Buhari? Speculate to that space a little bit.
There's no APC without Buhari. So it would be very interesting if the party will still stand after their convention. That's very important now. Who is going to produce the president among the three parties in APC? The CPC, the ACN, what they call them, that's the Tinubu-led party. Even there's still a little bit of ABGA in that party too, then the so-called PDP are still. So Who
is the
is
app guy?
sure.
Okorocha, or is it Okorocha? Who's the app guy in the market?
Well, Okorocha is not. Well, Okorocha was Abga before.
Was he? He was never app guy, was he?
Yeah, he must. No, wait. Okorocha.
Because
Man,
Okorocha has
Okorocha has been
always been
around for a long time, man.
yeah,
He's been
but he
around
has always
for a
been a
minute.
lone ranger now.
Yeah,
He has
so
always been.
I think he's the founding father of all the parties. I will not be wrong if I put it like that.
Yeah,
so, but what I'm trying to
Saleh.
say is that, but as it is now,
Okorocha is Abga.
Okay, what's out here? So I know. So there's still that element in that. Although those the Abga is actually over shadowed by the PDP, within that region entirely. But and it's as interesting as that be. Who is going to produce the APC president the ticket? Is it the ACPC or is it the? But I heard that they want to. They just can't. I think at this point that goes to the North generally. They are caught up. They don't have choice. I think everything they are doing now is to see how Tinubu will not clear any ticket. It's becoming obvious. It's going to be Nigerian masses and the core power that be, because I don't think the core power that be wants Tinubu to be there, to lead the country for that long. So it will not depend on how the Tinubu campaign rally around the general public now across the board, across the board. And I think, for me, what he will be doing is to make sure PDP produce article, and it's becoming obvious because that's what APC is doing. APC is doing everything they can to make sure the PDP produce article.
And how does that play? How does that play for APC?
It's easy for APC. No, I mean, article now weakest link now. It's very easy to campaign against article in every front. It's very easy to campaign against now, not to campaign for him. Yes, it's very easy to campaign against and to campaign for him. So who he wants favorite?
I think will carry the south, the north.
You understand? He's strong.
But Atiku won the last election. So what are you? How when he won the last election?
He won the last election and the Congo they rule for Abuja and Dubai. What did he won the last election?
Well, he
remember, it was not even in court to challenge his own case. They called.
He went as far as the Supreme Court.
He wasn't there. He didn't go. The party went to court.
No, he went to court.
He went there now.
Yeah, but
I mean appearance. Let me not.
He doesn't have to appear. What do you mean? Do you want him to be sitting in the docks and taking notes? Is got expensive lawyers to act on his behalf.
Yeah, he has. See, no, I'm not downgrading his influence. You understand? He was now he get PDP as it is now. He control majority of the governors. We know that, but when you come up for that web of PDP, come to the national level, it's a different ball game. There's so much against you. So and again depends on who. I mean, if you know if beat Buhari, when you say beat Buhari, but trust me, I say beat Buhari, but now Buhari they rule us. So,
but you know how now we don't have to have that conversation. You know
it's
what
part
happened.
of the game. It's part of the game everywhere. So I know they rule themselves. They know they read us. They read themselves. Now the elite they read, that's their own little game. So we shouldn't kill ourselves for that. That's what we should not kill ourselves for their rigging mechanism. That's what only they know that have the power to do that. We don't.
All right. Who rules Anambra State then is the question of here. Just a funny going on. It looks as though any and everything is being done to try and prevent this Soludo from getting to the space. So this judge now in Abuja, Gambo Gaba, he has issued essentially a bench warrant for the arrest of Soludo for charges of just the usual nonsense that they make up.
There's too much.
Abuse of office, etc. Serial abuse of office and breach of public office are just nonsense. In 2004, he says he wants him arrested from 2004. So this is to the point that TANKO MOHAMED is actually asking them to discipline this guy, and for a Fulani man to ask that a Fulani man be disciplined because of things against an Igbo man. This is just what is going on now? Everything is Soludo. I mean, what's going on?
It's ridiculous. Again, it still play to the the physical federalism that we are talking about. How can somebody who wake up from Onisha and go all the way to Briniki, and you as a judge, you know, as you say, okay, what did they do for here? Did they pursue you for your house? Because again, Anambra are a very peculiar state. There's too many billions in that state, too many billionaires in that state, and again, too many political power weights. Peter Obi, even though in the decline now, is there. Labor is the minister of labor, right? I think he's from there. Ngige is there. Then, yeah, now between him and Ngige, now about this election, this Anambra election, it was between Peter Obi and Ngige. But I mean, as I was again, that's where I give Peter Obi a little respect. He was able to crush Ngige, however you want to say it. But I don't know. I think the state might likely is going to fall. And if it fall, what I mean is it's going to fall. I mean,
into whose hands? Into whose hands?
What's his name now? The person we didn't confirm for Asu Rock now. Uba.
You think so? Because I see Anambra as first ABGA, then PDP,
Yes.
and then APC. So if it doesn't go to ABGA, you don't really see it going to APC unless we have an Uzodema round 2.
Now, those three parties, so waiting stand them out in that particular state. ABGA, now people get that. That's like pretty much Ojuku's party, People's Party, right?
Yeah.
Then APC, the power that be, then get ground there. Then PDP, among the will I say business elite, the social elite, the labor will be and the rest. So who is going to win now? ABGA can only win if they're able to mobilize their people. If they key into the spirit of Nnamdi Kanu that is taking over everywhere now. And just as I said, that's what I keep saying. It's beyond just sitting.
Would you say
at home.
ABGA is also Nnamdi Kanu party? Would you say?
I mean,
of course, Nnamdi Kanu not endorsing anybody, but would you say ABGA also Nnamdi Kanu party?
I didn't know Igbos. I think every son and daughter of Igbo.
If Nnamdi Kanu tell the people to vote, most of them will probably vote for ABGA. Once the way it's going, if everybody stay at home like the way it's going,
it's not wise.
Soludo not going to win.
It's not a wise decision if they decide to stay around.
Soludo doesn't win, then who wins? Sam, because
Uba.
Ovie is saying Uba, but I'm not sure because as I said, if they don't go for ABGA, they will go for PDP.
They will use the usual mechanism. They will use the usual mechanism. The usual mechanism now. They will rig the election.
But if they said if people vote, Soludo will win. Everybody.
That's it.
They have the grand mobilization. They have the people. But with what is going on in the southeast, even IPOP and Biafra were saying there will be no election in the southeast. So if there's no election in the southeast, how can people come and vote? So somebody has to tell Nnamdi Kanu to let the election, you can't stop, let them come and vote. If they come out and vote, I'm going to win.
This is, I think, for me, if I
do you think it's bad politics on behalf of IPOB to tell their people not to come out and vote? Because if they tell their people not to come out and vote, and if they tell their people not to come out and vote, and the people that are not going to come out and vote, they are essentially ABGA people. Because that Biafra movement, their followership is essentially ABGA voters. So the PDP voters and the APC voters will still come out and go vote. So if by telling people to sit at home, IPOB then cuts by half the ABGA vote, then they'll just gift that state away. So is it just a political naivety that sit at home for the election?
No, definitely. It is. Most of the time it is. And that is why, like they're saying, most people will tell you, even Nnamdi Kanu, everybody in Biafra land are happy with what he's doing.
Yes.
But he sometimes he overrides what he's doing. You can't get your freedom by fighting everybody. You get your freedom by respecting people. People want you to respect them. So they will help you. You don't go to a meeting and you're cursing your neighbor. You're cursing the
Uncle Sam, I was going to go.
All right. Thank you, Sam. Let Ovie address that point. So hold on.
I might not stay to the end.
Yeah. Hold on, Ovie. Just what I was trying to get out of both you and Sam, that by this not participating in election, and the majority of the IPOB followership would essentially be APGA people. So if they say don't sit at if they say don't participate in the election, then what they'll be affecting is essentially APGA votes, which will then just give the state away. Do you buy that? Or
yes. Remember the first day we had this conversation when this the first edition went on there when this, and I said it's a great idea, but it's also a slippery. How did they call that? Slippery that they put out.
Slippery slope.
If you don't turn this to a political union, I don't know what's the point of doing it in the first place, because you keep, as long as it's going, we keep working against you, because the state must exist, people must move on, but you have to find a way. Not a political party, you belong to the minority, so a political party might not be that smart, but a political union that will start just as it's grassroots now, and an opportunity for you to start the ideology that is going, because already the story has come to ideology that is going on right now, to start putting your people, your own men, in a political position. Because I don't know, Biafra is the shortest way to achieve Biafra. If it's going to happen at all, it's true politics. It's going to be true politics. It's going to be true politics. You have to sit down and discuss it. It not be by gun. After the gun, go sit down for people talk out. So it's that time they start deliberately putting people who believe in that ideology into political places. And I think Anambra is the first place to start. I expect them to flood it, to have a candidate on one of the leading political parties who have their ideology in mind going on the ticket, not necessarily. Because anybody when they vote for now, either Soludo'S are product of PDP, now Obasanjo boy and all that. So whatever they voted for, it still belongs to the power, the status quo. So I think that is where they should be gravitating to, not just sitting years. At Buhari come go, now so election will come say go, and life continue. So at this, that's why, and I think it's a disadvantage of having just one person as your authority. That's what I kick against about him, Showore, and the rest. You should be able to have soldiers who will challenge some of your extreme ideas at times. Say, hey, this is great.
But it's not a political organization. It's a subversive. It's a subversive movement. They are looking to subvert government. They are not. The moment they turn political, then they are just part of the system, are they not?
Yeah, but it's fruitless if the aim is not to take over power. I mean, if you take your own region, take your own state, you still have to be in power. What is the whole point of being in the forest, fight? When it's time to come to take over power, there's nobody to be found. I mean, the relative peace that Rwanda enjoying today, born from out of that. Paul Kagame is a rebel too. It was a rebel. It's a killer. So, but they have that mission, mindset. Say, come, by the time we achieve this is how we're going to run our country, and it has to start from now, not by yes. I mean, Nnamdi Kanu was. The aim has been achieved. You ask me. Everybody know what it stands for. The new generation that all they know is Nnamdi Kanu. The new generation out there, all they know is Nnamdi Kanu. So it's going to be very hard for you to erase Nnamdi Kanu from their memory. So how do you do with those generation? You always them. So prepare them ahead. I mean, it's 21st century, man. Information what we do. Everything is political these days. We are political animals. So if it doesn't have that agenda, if it doesn't have beyond his by then I don't know where they're headed.
All right, thank you, V. Let me take you to the final talking point, which is the Nnpc space, just hemorrhaging money hand over fist. We are in the course of this, reading this thing out, discovered that well in excess of $25 billion has been spent on turnaround maintenance of refineries. 25 billion, I said, dollars are spent on turnaround maintenance of refineries. And those refineries, for all of the periods that they've been turning it around, have declared zero profit although they carry the biggest wage bill within the Nigerian space. So we're talking about what, $40 billion, $50 billion for something that yields no return. How does that chime with business? What does that mean?
That's exactly how the country is being run. Are we making any profit so far? They say we discover, we produce for, we know see, and so we are not making any. By the time Buhari-led administration come up for power, now that time we go, maybe we all gather and say PDP forgive us in terms of waste, billions, trillions that has been stolen. So now just the reflection we dey see at the smaller scale level in terms of Nnpc. If you look at the employees of Nnpc, I think somebody also put it out here. I see for other places that the top 20, the first 20, now from one region, from one ethnicity, from one religion, from one. So, I mean, that's an agenda right there. I'm not surprised. I'm just marvel at how effectively they are carrying out this thing in our own eyes and support at times. We support them carrying out this thing. So, yes, they are not making profit. I'm not surprised. I'll be surprised if they make profit with the way the country is being run. So,
but Fulani or not, how can it be the case that something not only does not make money but declares a loss, carries the largest wage bill of any parastatal in the country? You spent in excess of $25 billion trying to turn it around, and
I think
Fulani
history,
or not, I mean,
no, history has shown
that's almost that is almost unfathomable. It's beyond comprehension.
Yes, true, yes, but history has also shown that any particular group, race, religion, whatever you see, they are in power. The aim is to say, how do we survive within the next 30, 40, 50 years? Even though, just like when PDP called, they want for 60 years, right? That's the aim, but it backfire, right? So now the same thing you see there. When you decide to populate every sector of your economy with your own kind, there is a reason why you do that. There is a reason. It's not just to siphon money, but what for? Either to keep on holding power or they know the country is not going to be like this forever. I keep saying this, they understand that. We cannot put crack for the war now. And it will continue like that from every. So they understand that this Nigerian union is not going to hold forever. So, but how do we do so that however the decision flip, we will not be at the receiving end? Trust me, that's how these people reason with their cars in the bush and everything. Trust me. History don't show now. Not be today we they deal with them. You have to think of their progression. They work stronger so far. They feel they quiet, but once they come, we feel them. So that's what is happening in Nnpc. What if in Nigeria if not Nnpc? You understand? Every president that come make himself a minister of what? Petroleum and resources. Every president.
Do you think this your Fulani friends? Do you think they fully grasp the possibilities that is Nigeria? Do you think they understand it?
The possibility that there is, or the Nigeria will continue.
That is Nigeria. The possibilities that is Nigeria. What Nigeria offers. Do you think they understand it?
Why not? I didn't know the beneficiary of what Nigeria offer. Nigeria exists for them. Nigeria exists for them, not for us.
No. That's not the space I'm wanting you to go to. What do you think they understand Nigeria to be?
Well, Nigerian. Nigerian.
Let me tell you where I'm going to, so that then you.
No, I know where you are going to. I know where you are going to. They don't see Nigerian. They are not happy with the secularization, with the state of Nigeria as it is today. Even though they are still, they have a large portion of control of the Nigerian state that they are not satisfied until they establish what we're seeing in Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the rest in Nigeria.
But do you think they think that is a realistic possibility?
Why not? If there's anybody that they believe more that's a reality than the Igbo man believe in Biafra. They believe more than the Yoruba believe. Yes, they believe how strong. Why they talk? When they see them for Western world, do you see them? They come to Western world, but do they stay? So these people, yes, they believe so. That's why they give their life. They give their life to it.
What I was getting at is just that, if we just take the isolation of that Port Harcourt refinery alone, that they've wasted 25 billion on. So that's $25 billion. Even if they spent it on Fulani land alone, let's say for those are the possibilities that I'm talking about. If you just
Okay.
you know
To answer your question again,
you
put it in a way.
you benefit
Sorry, Sam.
more.
To put it this way,
yeah.
To put it this way, go and read about or research about who Sheikh Gumi father is and his dream. That is his dream. What you are describing is his dream. And what Gumi is doing, he's just continuing to fulfill his father's dream. Gumi is more close with the ISWAP or whatever you call them. That is his own identity, that is his own military, that is his own the word. If there anything that is going to happen now, the people be that. So they believe so much in it. They say anytime they hear them because they don't get then power no they their hand. But once they achieve small power, they will push with everything with their life. So yes, they believe strongly in it.
Can you believe somebody that tells you that Nigeria is their own? That they
exactly.
No, we've gone through that narrative before.
No, but in their heart of heart, that's what is there. How to bring it to light is what you are saying. It's not to be taken for granted. It's not their God. Because another thing again we should watch out for as time goes on is the Minister of Economy and digital bullshit that says the security is more important than economy. Let me make a very vogue and crazy stupid statement. There are more people in Nigeria that have that number that I'm sharing. That whatever number that is sharing, INGG or whatever, the number that the Minister of is sharing. There are more people who currently are residing in Nigeria have that number. Trust me, election day you go see they perform.
Okay, all right.
And they talk about it. Again, you know why I know they underrate them, because the ideology when they carry behind them now, the Arab ideology. Now waiting the power they be that. No be their primitiveness. No, it's gonna be
they're powered by the Arabs.
So there's and the Arab, they are a master of colonization. They are master at it. Trust me, the first country I visited when I lived in Nigeria and Qatar, I marvel and respect that country. Because this is a country that is not up to my state, one religion. We will be Christian when we know reach 10. We get reach like 5 churches. We know like ourselves. In another man's land. So you can tell, that's why they fear them. When they have a cause, they follow with that religion mindset. Everybody follow. Our own, we are too sound. We interrogate ourselves in a way that we won't fall into their feet. So it's not that I am at the Fulani man. No, but what the power around the Fulani man is what I'm marveling at, not them. And just exactly once if you say Kingsley Moghalu perform during his days, what if the power where they protect town? That's what you should look at. Now, Obasanjo they protect town. So anything we go make them fail, they go after that damn sharp. And that's how it is. Who bring you on is what matters.
Oh, all right. Thank you, V. Let's go to Sam now. Sam, so we start you off at the.
Sorry, I gotta go to my.
Oh yeah, thank you, V. You did say you were not here for long, so thank you, V.
Yes,
so that's Ovie, ladies and gentlemen. You've been asking where he is, so there he is, Ovie. With his ever controversial comments. So thank you, Ovie, for turning up. So to you now, Sam. The talking point. Nigeria's petroleum Nnpc, the corruption there, $25 billion spent on something that says it's not able to produce a profit. What does that mean in business? Something not able to produce a profit, but countless millions, billions spent on it. Sam.
Yeah, the only thing I can say that's why that's corruption. Corruption is not only when you steal money. Corruption is most of the people that are working. I have someone that went to the University of Chicago here. When he finished, he was able to. They put him at Nnpc. You don't have, if you're an outside boy or you're Fulani, if you're able to go to university, they will definitely put you in Nnpc. Nnpc has become, after all, Minister of Nnpc, Buhari. So he's the one holding the post. He knows that they're losing money every year. And nobody is investigating them. Nobody is telling them, okay, you lost so much money, we have to stop it. Instead, they are building more refinery. If that refinery, so what I feel like, that refinery, they're trying to put money to rebuild. They should have used, if that refinery is feasible, they should have taken that refinery and put it in the market. The investor will come and look at it. They'll put their money. They will resuscitate it. I feel that when the Southern Minister of Soludo'S, when he's talking, they are taking money, they want to put in there, but that money is for election. They're not going to put that money into that. We all know that. No matter what you are saying, Nigeria is corrupt. There's anything they are doing, it is deep into our system. Anything, you understand me? Why would before I'm from Delta, I was thinking that okay, to refine oil, you need a PhD, you need a good thing. All these boys can all these don't they refine oil in the creeks and all those things. But the point is that they cannot come out, they steal the oil and refine it. They're breaking the law, they're breaking everything, but they do it.
All right, Sam. Let me take you next to Abuja, and by way of Abuja to Anambra State as well. A High Court judge in Abuja has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Charles Soludo. Charles Soludo, of course, in the thick of it in Anambra State politics. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, TANKO MOHAMED, he has now required that the governing body sanction that judge. So, what are you making of that intrigue? The judge in Abuja is wanting him arrested for things that he alleged happened in 2004. So what are you making of that space? Bought and paid for judges being used to harass the political space.
That is what Nigeria is all about. It's about corruption. If he have done this in 2004, and from 2004 to 2010, you didn't call him in. This 2021. You didn't call him in.
It is now that he's running for election that you remember that he did something in 2004. It is so obvious, isn't it, that is a bot for a bot judge. That is a bot pronouncement.
Yeah, that's what happened in Nigeria, because once you go there and so many people, his enemies, PDP, APC, are trying to see that they make sure he doesn't get, because, you know.
Do you think they will frustrate him out of that election? Because by the time he untangles himself from this myriad of legal suits and positions against him, the election would have. I think the election is next month, isn't it?
Yeah, next month, November.
Yes. So by the time he untangles himself from all of this, it's game over already.
That's the whole idea. They would have whittled his power. Even when he comes on the election, the people that will vote for him have seen so negative thing about him, so he will lose. Because, like you said, Afga is Soludo. So they want as much as possible to get him out of there. And if they get him out of, I think that Afga, Soludo, Anambra is the only place Afga is controlling in the southeast. No other place. So if he loses, you'll be here Afga. Abga doesn't have a base in other southeastern states anymore. So that is their own idea. And he knows that.
Which states is Abga? Do you know which states they are controlling at the moment? We know APC is with we know Imo State is with APC, and I think Dave Umahi he's with APC as well, former PDP.
Yeah.
Is Abga actually controlling any state in Igbo land? Is the question?
No state except Anambra.
Hmm.
There's no state except Anambra. So they are trying, PDP trying to get in there, APC trying to take it over. And they know if they can drag him that is why I told you before, that if the election is fair and all those things, Abga will vote for, Anambra will vote for Abga. Because that's where Ojukwu came from. And Ojukwu is from the Abga. They will vote for him because it is the Ojukwu party. You know?
All right. Still staying in the east. Buhari insists that this is just a throwaway comment, but that is not how it's been digested in the east. So, Governor of Imo State, I cannot thank you enough, but I will be careful with your future invitations. So, this is what Buhari said in just in some gala events that was organized for him, where all of the leading Igbo figures came to just parley with him. So apparently he said this just flippantly and in a jocular manner. But of course, coming off the back of we will speak to them in the language that they understand, that is being interpreted in a particular manner in the East. Femi Additional, his trusted spin doctor, comes in and is telling us now that they are trying to recolor the president's words. So what are you making of? But even outside of that, should they prevent Buhari from speaking in public now because he's completely unfiltered, is completely unedited, and he has no self-audit, and he just speaks off the cuff. So unguarded remarks again from Buhari in Imo State. What are you making of it?
Buhari, he might be senile or those things, but he can see. He came from the airport. He can see the place is dry. Nobody's outside. So when you are a president, you can see. But the president, the Ozodima, they are trying to say everything is right. But he can see. Everybody take off. If the IPOP come out, they'll kill them, like I said the other day. So they all decide to stay home. All those people that welcome him are all those governors, which is what they're supposed to do. Most of them, all the ceremonial chiefs, the Obas, the Obuzo, they all were there. And the most important thing is this. An average Nigerian youth is getting nothing from the government. I always say that. All this Obuzo, Oba, all this way, they're being paid. In 1985, when they were saying they're going to probe Buhari, when they going to probe Babangida, Babangida said, if you probe me, I will show you everybody's getting money. I understand. We in the South doesn't understand how the North rule. The North is a feudal system. Feudal system means that I give you money, take care of your own people. If you can't take your own people, that's not my business. That's how the North run. And that's what they try to introduce to the whole South. But we in the South are not the same. Everybody in the South want to fight, work hard for himself and his family. But he just thinks that, if I give you money, you have to take care of yourself. And that's how they rule in the North. And that's why the North is not progressive. You know?
All right, thank you, Sam. Let's hear from Charles next, who has been with us all the way through. So, Sam, Charles, are you there?
Yes.
So, what would you like to speak to? Do you want to speak
I want to speak to the Anambra election.
Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah, so like you guys were saying that the staying home with a bad idea. I agree with you the idea, but the Apple gotta figure out ways to do it. They gotta figure out a way like to do it. If they want to, I think Apple gets a good choice because if they stay at home, then the APC guy will win. So that's what I think.
All right, brilliant. And Buhari is saying that he would not rush back to Imo State because he doesn't, he
Yeah,
doesn't
thank God.
particularly want to be
We don't
there.
need him there. You see, that's example how we could. That's example how we could cooperate this Nigeria. That's example how we could take out baggage out is by doing this. You must say the example all Nigeria states should do. When one bagger out, show something and they'll listen to you. And that's example. Something a sign showing that something is happening. A sign showing we're getting there.
And the corruption in Nnpc, is it something you're following?
See, it's the issue in Nigeria. All people call up the student money. The money rate is rising. The money rate is rising so high that people can't even send money to Nigeria. It's sad. And all people stealing the money. Why the reason why the Nigeria economy is going down? Why is the reason? He's stealing the money. Why is he said we weren't elected. He can fix infrastructure. People say all these problems. He lied about the problem. He lied. He took Nigeria, but he lied.
He's not met one single thing that he campaigned on. Every single thing that he said, he told us he was going to make the country more secure. The country is the worst it's been in terms of security. He said he was going to do corruption. So yeah, you are right, Charles.
I think Bradley basically came there for his people. That's basically it. He didn't care about Bradley wanted Nigeria to be divided. He wanted Nigeria to be divided. He planned it out. He wanted Nigeria to be divided. He did why he created Nnamdi. I'm gonna say one. Why create Nnamdi? He did. He make him popular. Don't blame the people. He created Nnamdi. He created Igbo. He created all these people.
No, I agree with you because with what is going on, there was almost, it's almost inevitable that people will stand up. But the surprising thing is that people are not standing up enough. It's a lot easier for him than he thought because he only has to keep down Kanu and Igboho.
The sad part is Boko Haram is getting bolder now. Boko Haram is getting bolder. So Boko Haram is starting. Every day you hear story kid getting kidnapped in the north. You hear more often now. Here's the reason.
Yes, just today they took over an army base in Zamfara.
Yeah. You see, because Boko Haram knows that body is weak. See, when the criminals do anything, people
Charles, do you think Boko Haram think that Buhari is weak, or do you think they think that he's with them?
No, I think Buhari is weak. So they think, okay, we can do anything we want. That's what people can't even drive to the state no more. To the village, people have to fly. Most people are scared to even drive Nigeria. That's the sad part. Most people are scared to even drive to another state. We can't get no more. You get kidnapped. You do that. That's the sad part.
It's because they are almost abandoning the highways to the insurgents. This is the tragedy that is going on.
They're gonna hide. They finally kidnapped you. You want to do example? I want to head something. So I have a cousin. They said the husband came to his house and almost kidnapped him and stole his money. And he went to the police, and the police ran away like he's nothing. That's sad. The police didn't get the criminal. The police ran away.
Another thing about the police in Nigeria, Charles. Yeah. If you call them, you have to pay them to put petrol in their cars before they can come. This is it.
Most police are friendly. No need to. We can't have a mistake. How can a chief of police officer be a north guy? How can a chief of police not be a guy from that area? Why have to be a guy from the north to be a police chief in Anambra State? You say that's sad.
It's domination, as Ovie will tell you. But thank you, Charles.
Everything in the South should wake up and understand that this people dominate. They should wake up. Come on.
No, they are woken up, but what can they do is the thing, you
What
know?
Boko Haram eventually might take over Nigeria. Boko Haram, where they going? They're getting bored. They might take over Nigeria. The Fulani horsemen, Boko Haram, they might take over Nigeria. And they do. Don't blame me. I'm gonna say it's time. You see, all this one in Nnamdi is saying is happening. See, people were laughing at him, but now they're
No, no,
now they laugh last. That's what I said.
no,
We,
no,
we, we won't get
Charles.
the warning. Yes.
Charles, nobody was laughing at Nnamdi because everything that he says, people already know. It's just some of his manner that people did not especially chime with.
Yeah.
But not what he was saying, but the way he was saying it. That was where the struggle was. But thank you,
Yeah.
Charles. Let's hear from Alexander Charles, then I'll come back to you in a moment. Alexander, you make your cameo appearance again. This once every 6 weeks that you just come and say hello. Good to see you, Alexander. Uh, Oh, did I?
You
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah. How
Okay.
are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you? You're
Uh,
doing great. I'm enjoying you. While I'm at home today. I should pop out in about another 30 minutes, but I wanted to contribute about 10 minutes of my time
oh,
on your most respected show.
all
Uh,
right, thank you. It's respected only for your presence. But that presence then, NMPC, just the. I mean, this doesn't come as especially any surprise to anybody because we know what is going on there. But when you do come across it, your heart sinks. You know, they're throwing $25 billion at something that is declaring zero profit and even a loss. So how does that? What is the business sense in that? How does that rhyme with business or even common sense or anything?
think think about
It's
think think
unbelievable.
think about the implication of what we're talking about over here.
Mm,
$25 billion is about the annual budget of Ghana,
mm,
wasted down the drain, shared amongst officials. I'm tired of Nigeria. I'm really, every time I talk about it, I get sleepless nights.
mm,
People are being butchered, people are stealing money, people are, I don't understand. Like Charles said something very important right now, and I've never heard anybody say that before.
mm.
What's his name? I think Buhari came just to serve his people. You know,
Yes.
he came to empower his people. I was speaking to someone 2 days ago who was a top official of Nigerian Immigration Service, and she was telling me that she's having problems with that boss, and she's a very wicked woman, and she's a Fulani woman.
Mm,
So everybody in high places now in Nigeria are all either Northerners or Hausas or Fulanis.
mm,
It doesn't make any sense. The country's down the drain. The country can't survive like this. Like engineer says, people are hungry. People are suffering. I mean, it's unbelievable. And like you always say, the incoming president, if there's going to be another president in Nigeria, has a big task ahead of him because the
mm.
cleanup will be too messy.
It's
And
just
then
it's overwhelming. If you think
yes,
about what you just said, this example you've just given us, and then
mm,
cascade that all the way through the entire Nigerian system, because what you've just said is the reports that we hear all the time that
yeah,
almost to the micro level, the Fulani man sits on top, all the way
yeah.
through, and from immigration to drugs enforcement to cost every and
Yeah.
anywhere. So
He
when you
he's
then
done
come in, how do you even start? You know?
he's done more for the Fulanis than any other person in living history
Mm,
apart from Uthman Dan Fodio. The man has empowered these people, and unfortunately, it's created a lot of hatred for the average Fulani person because you can't separate what's going on in Nigeria today from an average Fulani, from the president of Nigeria. It's all a symbiotic relationship. So once you see a Fulani person, you the hatred develops inside of you because you think
mm.
of Buhari and all the atrocities that they committed under his government. It's very sad. It's heartbreaking for
So,
people of
so
my generation. I don't
Alexander,
know.
we're at that point in Nigeria now because it's clear now. I don't think anybody is in any doubt anymore what is going on. So we're
Mm,
now at that point of surrender, or just abject capitulation or fight back. So what direction then do you think we'll follow? Because I don't see any fighting us.
There's no, there won't be, and I keep on saying this, and it's a very unpopular opinion, but it won't be a breakup of Nigeria in anytime soon. You're seeing the reason why the Hausa person is having problems going their separate ways. It's indicative of their reaction to VAT. So most of the states are not self-sustaining. They're not supposed to be a state. Ebonyi State is a joke. Adamawa, what's it called? Gombe State is a joke. There's some states that are not economically viable to be states, and they depend on other states to survive. That should not happen. That's why we need to have state autonomy, state independence. Generate your money like we do in America, and pay a little bit to the federal government to provide that international protection that you would want as a country. So until the Hausa person, until the Fulani person, until the Northerner person discovers oil, and they are pumping, believe me when I say this, they're pumping serious money into the northern part of Nigeria just to discover oil. They don't want to be part of Nigeria again. You think they want to be Nigeria? They don't want to be Nigeria, but they're not self-sustaining enough. They need that oil. Immediately they get that oil, when you say you want a separation, you can go your way. We don't need you anymore. That's what's going on. They use the Southerners, and we have to wake up and realize that. Now, you also make another mistake, one man. You keep on saying Andu Uba. Andu Uba is a big boy in Anambra politics. Big boy.
Bigger than Soludo.
One-on-one with Soludo. Soludo cannot beat Andu Uba in Anambra. He cannot. Andu Uba is a big boy. And
there's no comparison.
If you meet him in person, he's the most likable Igbo person you've ever met in your life.
Who is backing him?
He lives 3 doors away from me.
Presidency.
No. Presidency? What you mean?
That's APC, right?
Well,
I don't know what party. I don't know what party he belongs to.
Is APC? Yes.
Yes, presidency. Buhari raised up his hand in that White House. Asu Rock.
Soludo is a very cocky person. His people are not very fond of him. I mean, we Southerners, because we like, he's an intelligent man, he's articulate, but he's a pompous human being. His people don't like him. Andu Uba is for the people. He's a people's person. People love Andu Uba. So you keep on saying this thing that Soludo. Soludo is not as popular.
No, I'm only
as you think
going
he
with
is.
Soludo because of the party that he represents, which is
But like Ovie said to you, there are too many political billionaires in Anambra State. That party now doesn't really matter. It's the personality they're going to be voting for right now, not the party as it stands today.
I think Rational Mind wants to put something.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. So sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
You were right that Andu Uba is an heavyweight in Anambra politics, but that was once upon a time. I tell you, if any election is conducted, if the federal government does not use their might, the federal might, I tell you, Soludo will beat him hands down.
You think
when he was in PDP, he had that control. I mean, that was why he was able to do what he did to the former this present labor minister when he shot him out of the governor's house. So just to tell you, yes, he once was a political heavyweight in Anambra politics, but in recent years he has not been.
Rational man. I'm sure Mr. Alexander on this one.
Beat him hands down. They know all this.
No, I will go with Mr. Alexander on this one. Look at it. Look at this way. Who is Soludo? Soludo is a baby for politics. He's still a boy. He gets too many godfathers. Who is he? No, but that me and you know him. When it comes to ground, he's nobody.
Having said that, we know him in the South because he's very educated and all that. He's not popular. He's in home state. He's not popular. So I don't know. I understand and I respect your position, but I think you maybe you're miscalculating your assertion here a little bit.
No, but Afghan have the grand party. That's what. Yes,
No. What Alexander is suggesting is that one-on-one, or just mano a mano, that Andy Uba would take Soludo down.
But
yes, Soludo don't stand a chance.
Afghan have the groundwork. They are Ojukwu party. They are there already. They will do anything to defend the name Ojukwu.
Andy Uba was very influential in Anambra politics because of the PDP at that time. He's no longer in PDP. That is one thing.
He's an Nnpc, so
he's an Nnpc now. Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, don't rule that guy out. He's still very much larger than life.
And then lastly.
Sorry, I'll put you on the spot. Mr. Alexander, I'll put you on the spot. What is the color for Saturday? So that I won't come as an odd person.
No, it's not Saturday, it's Thursday. My stepdaughter's getting married. It's Thursday. Thursday is where you can come. Saturday is exclusive. So if you come in, you can come on Thursday. And you can wear whatever you want to wear, but it has to be traditional.
You see, and I'm not even getting invited.
You can't even come into the United States because you're British, and British are not allowed to come to America right now.
Is there still a COVID rule? Are we still?
Yeah,
COVID
I think
bad?
so. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but to my last point, I don't know how you could have the effrontery and the temerity to call Lagos a sleepy old village.
No, I said a sleepy fishing village, which is what it is really. If you take a federal something out of it, it's only a fishing port.
I would even go as
sleeping in the afternoon.
I would even go as far as saying that Igbo people contributed more to the development of Lagos than the British did. You know, Lagos, Igbo people have contributed a lot.
The Northerners did more.
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy Bridge is dead to say.
So I don't know, but the show, I'm enjoying your show. When I'm in a bad mood, I watch it. I enjoy it. You're very good at what you do. People are coming in and contributing their own quarter. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all, but I have to go now. God bless you all. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Alexander. So this is every 6 months. Alexander comes to give us.
So the question you asked about what is the way forward, or is this it as in
for what?
I mean, you asked about it's obvious that the Fulani Empire now is what is the way forward for us, right? I think you actually, I think the truth is that the Fulani man, even as violent as furious as it sounds, they fear too. First of all, waiting shock them pass. We actually give them this most way display now. Now the fact that our brother good luck just quietly accept and go. That shock that they never expect them. So now that's the foundation of let me keep pushing. So the way out for us now, I mean, it's obvious now. Nobody saying now it's out there now saying, man, this is what these people are out for. To take over everything. It's obvious. So the thing is, it's not for us to run away, because one, why then they fear us, they know say we get the economic power. And that's what we are not using. We have the economic base of the nation.
But is this not what they are shoring up with this looting?
No.
They are building up their own economic base. Are they not with just this 25 billion
exactly.
that they just stole from Nnpc?
I point out to say that we have that muscle. Still, we see the count out to them. That's what I don't understand. Because this thing again, I mean, we get the power, we have the ground, like you get bomb for your hand. You want to go to negotiate. No, now they will come negotiate. That's how it's supposed to be. So now that's where we are now. We need to realize that it's we against the hegemony of that region now. That's pretty much what you did.
No, I think we're there. I think we're there where you are suggesting, Ovie. But then what do we do is the question. You see, where we are now, for me, is that we've come now, where everybody has always had that thought, but we have come now to a categorical realization that we are contending an existential evil. So we have all come to the point that we've realized that these people are out and they're out on a mission. But we've come to that point later than we should have. We've come to that realization fairly late because they're very much advanced now into our territory, both physically, financially, territorially, etc. So we are now at that point. And then when we are looking at what we are contending with, we're contending with religious fanaticism, we're contending with ideologues, we're contending with people that are of I don't of us. I can
Now,
only do savagery nature. So we are seeing all of these things that we're contending with. But what do we use to contend with them?
that's
Is
a
the
good
question.
question.
So
That's a good.
it's not a matter of just coming together. It's not
Yes.
coming
Now,
together language. We
let
need
let me
to
put it.
calibrate so that because we have one chance to fight these people, and if we get it wrong, then we're doomed. So it's not just a matter
Okay,
of
you
kumbaya. It's
One
not
more,
kumbaya.
you put it so well that it's
Yeah.
obvious now. We all know what is up.
Mm.
So on our own part, we have not defined what we want. They know what they want.
How do you mean we have not defined what we want?
What do we want? Because all those elements, all those instruments that you mentioned that they are using, religion, fanatic, they don't have the monopoly of that. We say we get our own religion. How are we channeling it? That's just the case. So we are kind of yes, every quarter don't agree now and say, yeah, this is it. But what do we want? We have to define what we want as a people, and then follow that thing that we want with everything that we want in that we can. Because that's what they are doing. They want to take the Nigerian space, but it's defined. So they are using everything possible to achieve that. So what do we want? Is where we are right now. We need to agree, say this is what we want, and we put everything within us.
Let me tell you what we want.
We are getting to a point that we have to make a choice.
Can I answer?
We have a choice to make here. We either keep dying slowly.
You asked the question. Hold on, please, Sam. You asked the question of here. Let me address it. We are asking what we want. We are clear on what we want. What do we want?
Sorry.
What we want is what we've always wanted to continue to evolve at our own trajectory. This is what we want.
So what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing deliberately? Obviously, in every what are we doing to make sure we achieve that? That's it.
No. I think you've not followed. Okay, you are asking what we want. We want to continue to evolve at our own trajectory, to continue to advance as a Yoruba man, to continue to advance as an Igbo man, and to continue that advancement in perpetuity. So we're clear on what we want. So what are we doing? What we have been doing is that we have been slipping to the excesses and just the fanatism of these people. But we have now come to a categorical realization, courtesy of Buhari, that this is real and this is imminent and it is upon us now. So we have come to a realization. But how we now tackle, because we all know what the risks are. They are pushing aggressively into our territory. They are savaging and terrorizing, and they are seizing land in the name of religion and culture. This is what they are doing. But how do we tackle that is the question. So, hold on, okay. And what do we have to tackle that is the second question. How do we tackle it, and what do we have to tackle it? So those are the two spaces. So we cannot tackle it with force because we are outforced in terms of, they control the instruments of violence within the Nigerian space. So they control that. So how do we then tackle it? That is really where we are. So that's where we are.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah, go on, Sam. Let's hear from Sam. Okay.
For the first time in the history of Nigeria, the Southern governors stand together. They have never been able to do that. So if they're standing together, the next thing they did, they make sure all the Southern governors have signed the bill. There's no open grazing in their territory. As long as that's how it begins. There's no open grazing in their territory. If they carry it forward, another thing they said again, the Southern governor said is that the next president must come from South. They didn't say from any part of the South, if they can, if they can stick with that, anybody from South will, because it is Satan turn. But as long as you see, you cannot fight because they have the power of ammunition, they have the power of everything. But as long as that is, you have to go, and you know the funny thing, we can find a loophole in the VAT, and they pass into law. The Lagos pass into law. Other Southern governors will start looking at it and pass it into law. You have to, as long as before we from the South are divided, if we can come together, and that's what they are doing. They have before, they did not realize what Buhari has exposed the Fulanis. So they are now beginning to realize, oh, these people are going to take my land. These people are going to take over me. So they are beginning to realize, no, I have to have a stand one way or the other.
All right. Thank you, Sam. Let's hear from Ovi, then we'll go on to Rational Mind there.
Mama, you paint a very, very red picture here. I mean, you are not far from exactly. That's exactly what is happening. We are at that point, pretty much of no return. So it's a decision we have to deliberately make. Just to answer your question directly, then I'll talk about Sam too. We have to make a decision. It's either we die once or we die slowly. That's a choice we have to make. Now, I don't believe that when I say they have the monopoly of violence and all that, weaponry, I don't believe it has to be that way. And if it has to be that way, I say not lie. Once you have the economy power, it don't finish now. The bullets you don't go finish. So that is not the point. To go forward to what Sam is saying, you actually believing that the Southern governor will come and say the presidency must come to North and then to the South, and use the key to that statement. That's a very political statement. How you want to happen? Now to talk if not to talk me said I go say I must become a president and I'll be a president. It not be like that. It's beyond that. We are not together today as we speak. We are likely to have the Northern president as we speak. Now this Southern governors go produce them. No be me and you, because me and you don't produce president. The Southern governor that you think that they are giving order, now them go see produce you, give us Northern president. So we are not together yet. We never get one goal. I'm sorry. Biafra man has his own goal. Yoruba man has his own goal. Edo man has his own goal. Yes, we all have our right to have our own goal. But how far? How is it working? Because that is what is working against us.
All right. Thank you, V. Let's hear from Rational Mind, who has joined us. Rational Mind, good to have you. You know what the talking points are? Corruption in Nnpc, $25 billion pocketed and counting.
Yeah, in fact, I've said that on your platform here so many times that Nnpc, even the profit they declared was some weeks ago, is questionable. You wonder how a government parastatal agency, who for many years, ever since they've ever existed, they've not even made any profit. They've not declared any profits, and then it's been the government taking money from external places, trying to fund them, trying to.
But how is that even a business? Rational Mind, you are taking public money to fund what should be something that is the number one income generator for the country. No profit.
You just wonder. It's just to tell you. It's just to tell you that country is designed to be just some kind of business for some people, and we are all used for experiments. It's just that's what
it's like we're in some twilight zone, in some matrix. Where you
are wicked.
Yeah, we're way somewhere with some.
That's not what it is, You see,
and it's functioning well at optimal level for them. All right.
So if you look at the people who have ever been have the key position in that Nnpc and the oil of Nigeria is the Northerners, for the most part, I would say. And the stupid thing is, even when the Southerners, they have the chance of becoming the top executive there, they do nothing about it. They don't even so it's kind of just to tell you that that thing is not working. That country is not working. Because if you look at it, the top executives right now in Nnpc, let's forget that even the Minister of State for Petroleum is a Southerner from Bayelsa. But the thing is, the Nnpc itself, I mean, ever since this president has been there, the executives that we've seen so far they've had in that Nnpc are all Northerners. So it makes you wonder, what is the problem? I mean, these people, they preside over our resources in the South. I'm from an oil state.
Remember, Buhari is the minister of Nnpc.
It was. During the time of Obasanjo, he was the minister of...
He's still now. That's what he named himself.
No, he's the minister for petroleum.
Yeah,
the minister for Nnpc is a guy called Malekari, and the minister, the director general of this Port Harcourt refinery that they're using to take billions, is a guy called Diko. So what rational mind is saying? They've covered all of the space.
You see. I mean, they are not making. The oil refinery is not. I mean, producing any oil, refining any oil, and yet these people still get paid. And then you wonder, what is the point? You know. And then this guy sit down in the office there, and then they say they are fighting corruption. And then you wonder how
the piece was saying that since it just gave us some figures. They declared that they were able to generate about 6 billion naira in some space, but the cost of administration of that space was about 70-something billion naira. So if you take that 6 billion naira that they're generating, so you still have about 65 billion naira that they're using to run something that is generating 6 billion naira. So they take from the public coffers 65 billion naira to generate 6 billion naira. That is economics Nigerian style.
It's just crazy. It's maddening. It's just all of any word you can think of that you can think of a country being run the way they are running it. And then you wonder, I mean, when the southern governors or the people from the south say, right now we want to control our resources, and then you don't want them to control their resources, then you wonder, I mean, these people, they have nothing to offer. They are leeching on people from the south. And you wonder why they are all fighting against the southerners when they suddenly say, okay, the VAT, because this issue of the VAT, I know it's not going to end there. Even if finally the VAT issue came out, I mean, the Supreme Court had to rule in favor of the southern states, oil producing states, or whatever state that is challenging it. I tell you, these people will still devise a means. They will still devise a means. So what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is this: you see, that country is not working. I don't just know why some of us will sit down and just look at that country that let us still like, okay, let us just save that. We can't save that. That country cannot be saved because you have people who are not ready to cooperate, who are not ready to even want to compromise in any way. I mean, talking about the VAT, if these people are reasonable, okay, the law says that any state that has that the VAT is being taken from, it should, in fact, even the Constitution does not say it, does not even have anything to do with that. So why don't we follow the law? Why not let the law, the rule of law, govern in this instance and let them control their VAT? And so, but then they will not do that. They finally just said, oh, you people are just trying to you are fighting the North. Whenever the southern people come up with something, it's always something they are fighting against them. But when they are doing something else, I mean, and when we rise up in the South, it says no, you people are not they're not being patriotic. No. So you just wonder. So when there's always problem like this, the best thing is let everybody just go in a separate ways. We know it's not going to be easy as we're saying it here. But the thing is, like you people were talking when you were asking this guy, you were asking Ovie. For me, like you said, there need to be a recalibration among the Southerners. But the problem is the only thing that is making these people so succeed. I mean, the people from the North, all these northern criminals, especially the Fulani part of them. The reason why they're succeeding is because of the traitors that we have among us from the South, and because we're not able to, clearly determine for ourselves how do we fight these people, and even though we determine it, then the question is, are we going to all be in support of it? That's just the problem. You see, we're talking about the open grazing. They all come to the table and they all come to an agreement. Up to this moment, some are not even looking like some of them. Some are going to.
But as Sam was pointing out, we are slowly chipping away at it. You've just mentioned the anti-grazing. We have seen Amoteco come into being. We have seen the southern governors coming together for the first time ever. We are seeing them taking a position. So just what they are saying coming, they are trying just as best they can to fend it off. But is it too little, too late? Is the question.
Well, I just hope it's not too late. And I think you said something a while ago. You said time is running. We only have one shot at this if we're not careful. And if we cannot really kind of unite together and have a common way of fighting these people, if everybody keeps designing their own way of fighting these people, they will always, because that this divide and rule thing has been what they've been using against people from the south. And when the governors came together, which has never happened in the history of that country. In fact, you would think maybe this is what we need. But now we still have traitors among them, like the likes of the Imo State governor and the Ebonyi and some other ones, and the Cross River there. You know, you just imagine. See, sometimes I just look at it that the only way out of this thing would be either if we don't get it through this NINAS or through this UN, whatever. Maybe
Do you think we are going to get anything through NINAS? Because I'm not really sure. I mean, it's good. They say it's good to at least do something or try something, but is NINAS really the thing?
If they try this, it doesn't work, my brother. I'm sorry to say that violence will be the next. That's just what I think. Because these people, they don't. I mean, they won't agree that we should discuss this, renegotiate this country again. They don't want it, and they don't want us to control our own resources from the south. They don't want it, and then what's the point of being in the union then? What's the point? And we can't even talk about our own future.
But because I was saying some time ago that that we're a conquered people, and people just, they almost reached to the computer to slap me. That how dare you say something like that? But we are a conquered people. This is
in some sense, in some ways, we are, because we don't even have one united.
In what way are we not? We're dominated militarily. We're dominated administratively. We are dominated decision-making wise. We're dominated in all ways.
Yeah. So you see, it's just like sometimes you just look at it like there's no way out of this. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you look at it this way, that way. It's like there's no way out for the Southerners. But then we Southerners, we have the wealth. The wealth is from there. So why can't we? It's just the trade.
Have you ever seen that ever in the world? Ever that somebody that controls the wealth is subordinate to somebody that is just
I've never seen it. And again, they keep saying they have the population. If people have the population, why don't you use the population to an advantage? Why don't you just create your own VAT system over there for your state and put your population to work and tax them? Why must you want to continue leeching on the people that have the wealth from the south? And like Alexander Gomez was saying, if these people eventually have oil, they strike oil somewhere in north, I tell you, they won't. I mean, I'm sure maybe they won't. They would like to want to go. Perhaps they will start.
I'm not sure that they will, because I don't think it's the oil they're after. I think it's control they're after. They're after control for religion and tribe, and I don't think it's just for them. And these people, they are not really for money. They are very simple people at heart. What is the Fulani man? He drinks his akamu in the morning with his whatever. He has his prayers and he goes to bed, and he has his 4 wives. And so long as they can, their needs are basic. These are not they are not ostentatious people. They are not Owambe. They are just very simple people, simple-minded people.
The ones that have the guns, those because what they do, they put them in the army, they send them to the south to control, to make sure. Even one guy was saying the TV, if you leave Lagos, you go into the south, you see so many checkpoints. But when you leave Lagos, you go to the north, there's no checkpoint. You start from, I live in that. If I go to Onitsha, I don't take my car. I've been to Onitsha 3 times. 3 times they collected $100 from me every year. After that, I don't even, my car, I even swear to myself, my car will never turn Onitsha. For those people in the south, they said every 2 kilometers, there's a checkpoint. And they will take money from you. And that is, it's like a war. They feel it's a war. This is when I conquered. We have to deal with them the way we want to deal with them. That's what, so if The
Yeah, but
Biafra,
is it too late to deal with them? Is the thing. How are you going to deal with them when you said if you go to the north, you can just drive for days without coming across anybody, so long as a bandit doesn't wither you. But you can't go from one street to the other in the south without being stopped by somebody pointing a gun at you. So how do
Mm.
you, they pinned you down in your
see,
own
one thing,
what they call close border, and you can't yeah,
no,
they've
no, one,
surrounded you, man, and they've fenced you in.
yeah, but one thing you have to realize is this: they didn't understand it. The world will change with the social media, with this program they are doing, all this. You're educating more people. People are
You
willing.
think it's me that will stop Fulani man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about,
No,
Sam? Me that will stop Fulani
no,
man? Just some
see,
bald head making noise on the internet.
no,
Well,
Eh? Eh?
other Nigerians
Uh,
are finding out what is going on.
all right.
Before, all the news you hear is hidden. Now, every news, we even get the news before they get in Nigeria because of the social media. So the education is improving.
but you understand why we get the news before them?
Eh?
The reason is because they don't have access. I mean, even though they have access to internet, but how many of them can afford it? When people are looking for how to eat, people are looking for how to eat. The little money they have.
Rational mind. Do you know the easiest thing in the world to fix is the Nigerian economy? You know, just make that internet affordable. You know, just provide electricity and just a little bit and security. That is all you need to do. And then just the ingenuity of the Nigerian person, it can then have full-fledged. The internet gives them access to the international space. Their ingenuity and creativity makes them sellable in the international space. So just those two things will propel it, at least the South, you know. But when you can't even get data, do you know the YouTubers in Nigeria? It takes them a whole day to upload one 10-minute video.
Yeah,
Just
I was told.
it's
Yeah, it's just crazy. See, the thing is,
madness.
you see, I just hope something could really deliver people out of this situation that they find themselves in that country. Nigeria is in a very, 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 very sad situation, and I just hope people will find a way out of it somehow. God will help them because I tell you, the way these people are going, they're going to run that country aground. I mean, look at the dollar now. I know as if really, I just want to quickly comment on that issue of the currency. Not as if really there's not enough dollar in Nigeria, but the problem is some of these politicians and elites, they are mopping up that dollars in the system.
Yeah.
So people have dollars in the house. You mean if you see stack of dollars in their strong room or whatever they call it in their house, I mean you wonder. And then you're talking. Was it you this morning? You're talking about you want to start converting people's domiciliary account into naira. Imagine, because they are buying up all the dollars. They're just buying up in the system. I mean, you can't tell me that Nigeria is as big as it is. You know how much people like you and I from the diaspora remitted to that country, and they're telling us that there's no dollar in the system. A lot of manufacturers who wants to go abroad and buy stuff. A lot of our people who has stores who go to China to buy stuff for their business. They can't even afford to get dollars. I mean, not as if there's no dollar. These guys, they are mopping up that dollars in the system. They kind of like creating some kind of artificial scarcity so that they will bastardize naira, and already the naira is already bastardized. You can imagine, like dollar is trading for almost 550 naira to a dollar now. You can imagine. So it's just crazy.
Coming here. When they do that, take our dollar away. That's the end of Nigeria. Because most Nigerians, what you do, you raise little money, you send the money to a domiciliary account, it will be there. If they do that, no American, no British person, Nigeria will send money to Nigeria.
Of course, they would. Nobody will. Yeah. I just saw something will push them. They will do something that will explode, that will make that country explode. And
rational mind. You say they are mopping up the dollars. Those
the big men, the politicians,
the big men, and that is what is leading to the scarcity. Not only are they mopping it up, they are actually cashing it. You know, those stacks and stacks of dollars, as you described, that you see in well, here's an example. Let me just show you an example of what our rational mind is talking
Officials of Nigeria's anti-corruption agency uncover a huge pile of cash.
$43 million US stacked in hundreds of neatly wrapped bundles. Almost every filing cabinet, safe, and wardrobe in this apartment in Lagos was full of the notes.
And there you are. So that is it. So there is money in Nigeria, but just not in your pocket.
There is enough dollars in Nigeria for the system. But it's just those people. Nigerians are. You see that country. I don't know what is the mind of people are in that country. It's all about just them. It's about themselves. They don't think about the other people. It's just.
And
sad.
the dollar and Tosi Ola is just pointing out don't forget the dollars that they saw in the Oba of Lagos. Man, there's probably more dollars in America than there is in what do you call your central bank in America. Thank you, Rachna Mind. Let's hear from Solomon Peters, who seems to be a new name that is joining us. Solomon Peters, are you there?
I'm not a new name. I used to join you, just that for a long time now I've been busy. So I come online, but I don't.
Huh? You've been away for so long. We thought you're a new guy. You see now.
No. I tune in, but I don't come on online like to come
because the sessions are too long, Abby.
No, not because of the sessions are too long. It's just that
I know. It's fine.
Thank you very much.
All right. So let me take you to the Soludo'S space. So the Chief Justice of Nigeria, TANKO MOHAMED, he calls himself, is asking that a judge in Abuja called Gambo Garba be punished for issuing essentially a bench warrant for the arrest of Soludo. He is alleging that Soludo misappropriated money in 2004. That will be under the Obasanjo administration. So Soludo, of course, the front runner for the Anambra state election. So that then tells you that bench, it will suggest that bench warrant issued by this Aboki judge in Abuja is essentially bought and paid for. So what are you just making of that whole mess, Solomon Peters?
I just feel like maybe. Did you say the judgment? The present judge now, his judgment is in favor of Soludo or is against Soludo?
No. The judgment is asking for essentially what they usually call it a bench warrant, which is what a judge will issue for the arrest of a person. So it's essentially issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Soludo. So he wants him arrested, and is alleging that he misappropriated and mismanaged funds when he was the governor of the central bank. That would be in 2004. So he's asking for him to be arrested via this bench warrant, but then Soludo is contesting for the Anambra state election just next month. So that just tells you that this judge has just been bought to just embarrass the guy.
Like for me, I'm a very critical thinker. I think the way I reason things at times, I will just reason it all around. For me, that judge is Soludo, like in Anambra State, is like one of the strong opponents. He and Andy Uba is APC. Why Soludo? I think is it ABGA or PDP? I don't know.
But it's ABGA.
Because that's I feel like the APC person, this judge is trying to do this. He's giving this bench warrant for the arrest of this guy because he wants the election to be in the favor of his own candidate. As long as the judge
sorry to interrupt you, Simon Peters, but the judge, he wouldn't have a candidate because his name is Gambo Gaba. So essentially, he has just been bought by somebody.
That is what I'm trying to say. He was appointed by these judges, just like the Chief Justice. They are appointed by the president, and the president is an APC member. So they must look for a way to, just like what they did in Imo State, how they put the number 4 person in power. They must look for a way to put their persons there. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. They must find a way to put their person. So this thing now, something that is an old crime, if at all he committed it. So why are they bringing it up now? Just to stab him, just to hinder him from achieving his goal.
Yeah, you
This
were talking
is
about Andy Uba just now.
yeah.
Do you know
I am not sure about it. I was saying I don't know if he's an APC or
he's an
ABGA
APC
member.
man? He's an APC
Can
man.
you? This is showing you. This is showing you that they are trying to tag Soludo. They know Soludo is his opponent.
What I was going to ask you, Solomon Peters, is that in a fair fight, who do you think would win, Andy Uba or Soludo? Just man on man, man to man, in a man to man fight, who would win? In politics, of course, Andy Uba, because
I don't.
Alexander was telling us that Andy Uba was a heavyweight, and Ovie was agreeing with him, but you seem to know that space. In a fair fight, Soludo versus Uba.
What can I ask you a question?
Go on.
What party is Soludo in? What party?
ABGA.
Anambra State is an ABGA state.
It is, yes.
So it is not possible. I don't think Andy is going to win because
yes. No. I was going to move them out of their party. So forget their party. Forget
okay
APC,
with their personalities. I try to say
yes, yeah, exactly, man to man.
Okay. If it's for the personality, I think Andy is going to win.
All right. So it's more popular then in Anambra than Soludo.
Yeah, than Soludo. When it comes to personality, but in party, when it involves party, I think ABGA, because they don't want to. They will never let Ojukwu down, even if it's late. They will never. Anambra State people will not let Ojukwu down.
Is that how that party is seen as an Ojukwu party? ABGA, is that what it says?
Yes, that is how it is seen. That is how it is seen, especially in his home state, Anambra State. Especially in his own state.
How come Nnamdi Kanu is not endorsing the party then if it's an Ojukwu party?
Nnamdi Kanu is not concerned with political affairs. He's just after the freedom of Biafran people, of the Biafran land. He's not after any political any political party.
But how can he achieve it without politics?
No, this is what Ovie was saying.
How can he achieve all this without politics?
This thing, like for we are all humans. Nobody is perfect. That is one thing we need to know. And nobody is the master of all. Like knowledge, every day people keep seeking for knowledge. To me, he is trying in his own understanding. He feels he's doing his best, but he should still be open to learning. He should still learn from other persons, but he's trying in his own way. So what I'm trying to say is that he's doing things to the way he understands. But what he needs to do is to still try and be open to correction. When they correct you, when they correct him,
who are you talking about, Kanu?
I'm talking of Nnamdi Kanu. Yes.
Oh no, Nnamdi Kanu is beyond correction. It's just
nobody is beyond correction. Nobody is beyond correction. Nobody is beyond correction.
Remember before he was causing the Yoruba and causing the South people. For the last this thing, he stopped. Even before he was causing the Hausas and all those things. But his tone have changed.
Okay, so you think he will take to correction then?
Yeah, that is what he needs to do.
That's why he needs. Anybody will take a correction.
Everybody should be open for correction.
I disagree. I do 100%.
All right, hold on, Charles. Rational mind wanted to. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I just want to correct something. I think somebody in the comment section said something like about Chris Uba and Andy Uba.
Oh yeah,
I have to look it up too. Yeah, I had to look it up too. I think it was Chris Uba that was the one that was the godfather that locked Chris Igege out of the government office back then in 2006. So I think that's the correction. But then talking about I think there are two Ubas still fighting. There's other guy who is a senator, who is also in YPP. Was a senator.
YPP is Mogalu.
Something Uba too.
YPP is Mogalu's party, is it?
No, yeah, Mogalu party, but that guy won senatorial seat in I think in Anambra State. He's an oil magnate too. I've forgotten that his name, but I know he has Uba in his name. So I think there are about 3 of those Ubas, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder how commonplace that name is in the East. Yeah. maybe
Yeah.
like Okonkwo or, you know.
So Chris Uba was the one, not Andrew Uba. So I think that's the correction I just want to make there.
All right, thank you. Charles, you wanted to say something?
Yes, the reason why you and I'm catching up before forgive I disagree. For all the stuff she said is happening now in Nigeria. So why should we eat? So you can still understand. And that's why I think next year all the stuff you say is happening in Nigeria right now. See, you come with anger the South. You know this is gonna happen, and it's happening. You see, the South wasn't listening. All stuff happened. Now to the South trying to take over the country. They wanted to listen to it, and now it's happening. So they're all wrong. You see, that's why he's angry. He knows it's gonna happen. A terrible week. He knows that Bribe took over Nigeria. Bribe took over, and he knows that. That's he was winning the South. Wake up! Bribe took over the country, but people was not listening to him. You see, that's why he shouldn't be. He was saying the truth to the South, but they was not listening to him. That's what happened, and not South Uganda. You see.
All right.
Stop saying
all right. Let me say one thing to you, Charles. A lot of the things that Nnamdi Kanu was saying, they are not original or to him. It was just speaking to what people had already been saying prior to him. So he wasn't introducing anything new to the space, you know. So, but it was just the language that he was using. Maybe that language was necessary to punch through.
So, one man, sorry, can I don't understand what you mean by him not introducing anything new to the space.
Well, when Nnamdi Kanu is telling us that the Fulanis have an agenda, Awolowo had been saying that the Fulanis have an agenda for 60 years. Ojukwu had been telling us for 50 years. When it tells us that we're under an existential threat, Obasanjo had been speaking this language. Everybody had been speaking this language. You know, so there wasn't anything especially. What he was doing is just re-echoing the soundings of the past, but in his own peculiar and unique way to an audience that he chimes with. So that is just what he has done, but he did not really bring any new knowledge that was unknown.
No, that guy brought knowledge. Let me tell you the truth.
What did he bring?
When I listen to his program, even if he says some things about the southern leaders and the northern leaders, as in even if he insults, abuse people, but if there are some, he takes you back to history. He takes people back. He takes us back to history. Some things I know about Nigeria today, it was through that guy I knew things.
Yes.
I'm telling you the truth.
No, but
he's very sound. That guy is, as in I see him, is in fact, even if he everybody has mistakes, makes mistakes in life, but to me, I see him like yes, he's qualified for this kind of movement, even if there are some errors he's making.
Qualified. No. Yeah, I agree with all of that.
That guy is very sound.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
1 minute.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
Okay. Awolowo said the same thing. Ojukwu said the same thing. But we in the South, everybody said it would not happen. But now he's reminding us it's going to happen. Everybody in the South are seeing the same thing.
Yes.
Igboho did not. Sunday Igboho, what did he do?
I think we are all pretty much saying the same thing. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I'm acknowledging that Nnamdi Kanu did introduce this understanding to a new audience, because of course they don't teach history in Nigeria, so a lot of people might not know what has happened in the past. But Nnamdi Kanu of a certain age, so he went through that phase of having the understanding, which he is representing in the language of now to the people of now, but is representing it rather than essentially re-echoing the arguments of the past. So that's essentially what I'm.
You understand? Nigeria, most Nigeria being nice. They're being nice to Nigeria. Most Nigerians being nice to happen. Sometimes we have to be harsh. Sometimes we be angry. That's what we way. All these people you say the friends do? Why didn't they do into other people you say? Why didn't you the Bribe can take over on your friend? See, that's what sometimes in life you have to be angry. You can't be nice every time.
No, yeah, I agree with that. That's
Yeah.
what I said. That he what he did, which was genius on his part, is that he was able to, to articulate these whole things in a language that people will understand and with a passion that echoed with people. So what he was able to do almost geniusly was everything that has been happening to people
Yeah.
that they've been holding back and they've been, so he was then able to articulate it to say, no, this is what is happening. So once it starts saying it, then you can immediately relate to it as to your own personal experience. And people immediately gather to that voice because they identify in that voice their lived experience almost on a day-to-day basis. The example that Sam was giving us, that he cannot drive in his own region of the country without being stopped. These are the things that Nnamdi Kanu. Hold on, Charles. Hold on. These are the things that Nnamdi Kanu is able to articulate in his just very unique. And this is where his real skill is. Is an orator. So he's able to chime that language, but the language existed nevertheless. Pre Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, it's like Benue State. The Benue State government didn't know time to take over the land. They didn't know the sign.
What do you mean they didn't know? That's been going on for hundreds of what? Oh, come on! You can't say that. Of course they know.
Charles, it has been going on for a long time. But this Nnamdi Kanu came, and now he has he has made people to be aware of what is really happening. He has brought up awareness to the Nigerian space.
No,
in fact, that guy is really the force he's using to do this thing. To me, that is what the elite supposed to have been doing right from time. In
fact, that force is that force that Nnamdi Kanu brought. It was the missing piece. We needed that force.
We needed that kind of things right from
enough of the grammar speaking and meetings. We needed that force to say no. Enough of this nonsense.
That guy he's really trying. He has tried.
No, he's a gifted man. He's a very talented man. No disputing that.
The police were on the road, and when I travel from Lagos to Delta, you see the police. You just give them money, they will let you go. But now it has come to the point. Not even the police. They will kill you if you enter the road. That's what everybody. That's what everyone is complaining about. You can't drive from. If you drive from Lagos all the way to you pass Benin bypass, you pass Ondo or this thing, they will kill you. That every Nigerian, even when I look at it, every Nigerian have realized no. This cannot be happening in our space.
Yeah.
Before you can judge, you see the police. The only thing that they will take, they will tell you where's your document, what is it. You know that okay, give them some money. You can drive. These people are ready to kill you. That's the difference. Nigeria have change. That's what we have. That is why
it breaks my heart.
When these people say they want the Fulani to get out of their space, that's what they're saying. Get out of my space. Because I kill my people. You can't just be driving and start shooting you. That's what they're saying.
Can I say something?
Concerning this security,
thank you,
this police matter.
Go on, sir, Solomon.
This police matter of it is not just only the police from in this I'm in Delta State I'm in Delta State now. Since I've been in this place, most police officers are intimidated citizens that are not that intimidate ordinary citizens. They are not even from the north. These people are from this south. They're from east. They're from south. You get? They intimidate. What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to make people understand. This system is something that they've already put in the Nigerian police force and in the military. It's not just only the northerners that are
No,
intimidating.
that is exactly what I wanted to do. If I interjected, that's what I was. It's
That,
not when we are
that's
saying
it's
the
not just the
north. It's not
northerners.
the north. Is no longer a physical thing. So when you are saying that Delta man harassing the Delta peoples on the street, that is still the north, because that is the culture. They see their colleagues from the north do it, and they see them get away with it and profit from it. So they just so that is still the
So
north.
I don't get what you mean.
Can I say one thing?
Sorry, I think Rational Mind wanted to share thoughts. So let's
Yeah,
hear from
I just want
Rational
to
Mind.
say, Nnamdi Kanu, although we must give it to him that he played a major role in the whole thing going on in Nigeria right now. I mean, the awareness that the sudden awakening among Nigerians, especially people of southern part of Nigeria and the middle belt, and even possibly among the northerners, even the Fulanis too. I think what they call is a shock value. That was what it played on. The Nigerian media space, they've been kind of like not been doing their work by reporting the actual fact and saying things the way it should be said. And I think kind of played on that. And with the support of his some Igbos who seem to be influential too, they were able to help him to bring about that shock value in the Nigerian community. That's why if you look at the way he speaks, it vibrates and everything, not really because of, it's just to emphasize the seriousness of what the situation in Nigeria is. By insulting people the way he did, I just feel it's part of the shock value as well.
Exactly.
It's not really what I think it is for what it is. Just to create that awareness and just to make people see
impact, yeah.
Impact, yeah. That's what I think. That's the word.
Because you see him when he insults people, at a time he will say that, well, he's sorry. You understand?
I really despise that. Just on a personal level, Solomon.
Yeah, I understand.
Sorry, not for Nnamdi Kanu.
I'm not trying to justify his action.
I wasn't even talking about Nnamdi Kanu. I'm talking in general now. People do something that they know is wrong and then they apologize after. If you know it's wrong, then why do it in the first place?
His anger is
sorry. If you do it, then own it. Don't say you are sorry after because you know it was wrong prior to doing it. So don't do it and then say sorry. If you do it and you know it's wrong, then just own it and be arrogant about it. Don't do something wrong and then say I'm sorry.
Woman, can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
All those people that are put on the street to take money from people, it is the people in the office that send them there. And that's the only way they make extra money. You have to pay bribe to be on the street. If you're military, if you're a customer, you have to pay bribe to be on. I have somebody that went to Cotonou border. When I was in Cotonou, when I went there with him, one of the senior officers is telling him his friend is not delivering anymore, that he has to take him out. So it is not in the office. If he put you where they put in the border, they put in the street, you are not delivering in the office. You are gone. Straight off, you are gone. So it is the head, not them. When you give them the money, $50, $100, at the end of the day, they have to go and settle the man in the office. That is how Nigeria is corrupt. Not the guy, have to settle the man in the office. Because if you don't settle him, next day, you're out of that place.
Yeah,
and you know that settlement cascades all the way up to the very top, to the IG, because we're going through their salary the last time. These people are not paid any money at all, up to the Inspector General of Police. Just know, you'll be surprised that the annual salary of the Inspector General of Police is about 8 million, under 9 million naira, I think, per annum.
Wow.
So that is, but then he lives like a oil billionaire. So the constable on the street, that is the foot soldier, he has to get X amount to deliver to the sergeant at the desk. The sergeant at the desk, he has to give X amount to the inspector in the office. The inspector in the office has to give X amount. So they all have to deliver every month, and they don't really care where you get it. And if you are not delivering, then so if they will shoot you and just
a
drop
lot
you.
of things is wrong with that country in any way you look
Every,
at it.
I don't
So many
think there's
things just
anything right with
wrong.
our country.
So
Everything
That
is
is
wrong
that
country
with
is
it.
wrong.
so is that the reason why they
This
bribe
country,
people?
why this country is still why this country is like this? If you should, this you need to go back. The where we need to go back is not even just when we gained our independence. It's when the British first took over this country. That's when we need to go back, because it was the system they laid down since the time they took over. That is the way we are operating this country.
No, the problem.
Because
One problem Nigeria has is that I don't think we've all assimilated each other.
No.
We never
no,
assimilated.
now
We're
it
still
was the way
foreign
it
and
was.
alien. Yes, sorry. Because I agree with rational mind's point. We're still foreign and alien to each other.
Each other,
70
yeah.
years
Exactly.
on.
Just
Yeah.
just like this force, this police force and the army. You know, when the British came, they had to set up this force, this police force, so that they can be able to use them and fight against or to conquer others.
Now,
To
let me
conquer
make this point. Sam, let me make this. Solomon, sorry, let me make this point. Now, talking about assimilation, like the French, you have what they call assimilation. Like when they have the black Africans, they assimilate them into the French. No, let's forget about the current French society today, whereby it's all a mess too. But in the past, you need to become part of the French society. So what I'm trying to say here is this: Northerners, they come to, especially the Fulanis, they come to the south, especially like the western part or the eastern part, but they want to live the way they live in their own country. I mean, their own part of Nigeria.
No, their own country, you are right.
Well, maybe their own country or their own part of Nigeria. And not only just that, but they want to impose on you that you should accept it. You get it? That is that lack of assimilation we're talking about here. And you as a Southerner, if you go to the north, you're not free to act as a Nigerian. For example, I want to drink beer, I want to drink alcohol. They come on the guise of religion and tell you this. So you see, that thing is just, it has shown that we cannot be one person. We cannot be under one nation. It's just better everybody just go, because as long as another wants to come, especially the Fulanese, they want to tell you how to live in your own land, and you want to go there and you want to abide by the constitution, live by the constitution, but they say their own tradition there supersedes the constitution. You get it? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So you see that differences among us, that disunity among us by virtue of our where we are from. I think that what they should have left that country to have done from the beginning is that regionalism. If they have continued that regionalism, that would have maybe be the best option for Nigeria to have. I mean, to have existed.
So if we continue to blame the British and we continue to blame the British, the system that the British left behind is not. It's a total departure from what they left behind, because if you are blaming the British all you like, they recognized that the country is made up of different sub-nations, and they left it behind under that sub-nation thing. So the Western region, the Eastern region, the Northern region, etc. So they left a regional system for you, and then you cannibalized it and you chopped it up. So now what we have now is a making of Nigerian making, not anything to do with the British.
No, of course, we can't blame them much. I think the bulk of the blame goes to the Nigerians themselves, especially the military, who brought about this.
Yes,
who brought about this.
That is where the problem is.
Yeah, but then are they willing to go back? Because you see, as long as we practice this system we're practicing, which is this,
I don't think we have any choice but to go back, because everything since that regional system has failed. So I don't think we have any choice.
It didn't fail. They made it fail. I mean, the military make it fail. It didn't fail. They made it fail. That's just people made it fail. It's the best option.
No, it's not the military. No, it's the unitary system that has failed.
I know what I'm saying is. Yeah, go on, please. Go on.
No. You land your point because
so
I interrupted.
What I'm saying is that the military guys made that regionalism fail. You know, it was when they took over from them, they scrapped it all together. How were they able to scrap it together? I mean, scrap it all off is because they kind of like make it fail, to make it look like it cannot work. So they now brought in their unitary system. Now, for example, they were pinpointing that, if you have your own, for example, if every region has their own police force, they were using that as an excuse. Say, okay, because you use it against your opponents. So for that reason, we cannot do regionalism. And what I'm trying to say, they kind of look for excuse to make that regionalism fail back then. That was why they have to introduce a unitary system. And the unitary system is even worse than even the regionalism. So for me, I would say regionalism is the best, because even with the states, some states are not viable. They cannot even sustain themselves.
Yes.
You get it? Look at what is going on right now. If the southern part,
within a regional system, they will be able to sustain, because they have the commonwealth of the region, and then they will fit as needs. You know. So yeah,
and there will be more accountability that way. Than when everybody just go share that state. This one comes, that one comes, collect money from Abuja, and they go back, and then they can't even account for it anymore. You get it? So for me, I think that would be the best for them, because of the cultural. I mean, how divided we are culturally and in any way. I think regionalism would be the best for us, because the system like what you're practicing right now, which is this so-called state or something, it's many states like Bayelsa. Bayelsa is not viable. If they allow, maybe they're allowed to control.
Not an oil state.
Yeah, but if they're allowed to control their resources, fine and good. But for that state to just only that state like that to be controlling their resources will be too small for them. What I'm saying is that, I mean, they have enough resources to take care of them, but I mean, they could take other states together, put many other states together, so that oil wealth could be shared among all of them. Look at this is what I'm trying to say. There are Ijos in River State. There are Ijos in.
No, I get what you mean. It's similar to Gombe State. Gombe State not viable, but if it's part of the wider Kano, Kaduna, etc., then it becomes viable, because it's part of a wider mass, and then with their resources, they know how to localize it within. That's what I was
trying to say. So, like it's time for Nigerian politicians, if they don't want people to go separate ways, they need to sit, because with the way we are going in that country, with the system we're practicing right now, we're going nowhere. We're just going around in a circle.
Exactly. We need to go back to
regionalism
before.
No, we don't have a choice but to go back to that regionalism. No question.
Before
all right.
What's saving?
Thank you, and thank you, Charles. Let's hear from Ego and UK next, and then we'll start to round off. So we go first to Ego. Ego, good to have you. We were just talking about the corruption in the Nnpc and attempts to sideline and sideswipe Soludo in his race towards the Anambra seat. Your thoughts? Ego. Oh, I didn't put him on. No, I didn't mute you. Oh, sorry, we don't seem to have Ego. So let's hear from UK instead. UK, are you with us?
Yeah, one man, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, woman palava, my wife says she wants new car. So I'm trying to see because I promised her.
Rashida, do you think this man comes here to boast? Yesterday you were buying land all over Victoria Island. Today you are buying up a car showroom. The next time you'll be buying up Central Bank. What is wrong with you, man? Are you Dangote? You don't have the right accent. I would have said you are Dangote. Are you Dangote?
I'm not Dangote, but I'm just telling you that's how the country should be now. Because if we live in a good country, you can come out and say, look at me now. I came to America without any $1, but at least I've been able to do so many things. If I'm in Nigeria, will I have that opportunity? No. That's my question. If I'm in Nigeria, will I have that opportunity?
Happy wife, happy life. That's the thing.
That's what we need for our people now. That's what our people should have. I mean, everybody is entitled for good life. That what makes people happy now. Okay. So one man. Yeah, continue.
No, carry on. I was just going to take you to that space of Nnpc where they are sharing dollars. 25 billion are used just for turnaround maintenance. They are calling it for refineries that are not producing oil. And they come with a bill of 71 billion naira in excess every year as administrative cost for generating 6 billion naira. So it's just I don't know which economic school they are teaching that, but certainly not one that I attended. Did you attend that economic class, UK, where you use 71 billion to chase 6 billion?
No, but the question I want to ask: why do we even have university in Nigeria for the first place? Why do we have engineers? All these things. I mean, people are coming out saying they read engineering in university in Nigeria, but you never see them to come. While when you come to other part of the world, people will tell you what they read is what they are doing. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. You know, you see them with their coats, say, I'm engineer, I'm engineer, I'm engineer. Even as I'm talking to you, me and my dad, we are even talking about it. He said sometimes you will be hearing Nigerians engineer, but if they enter this thing, they don't even know what to do. To even do a common road. I mean, we have, this one will tell you he's engineer. This person will tell you, but when it comes to do the work, now you don't see them doing the work. Still, they will come over here to hire people. You know, for the fact they can't fix that refinery. Those money they are putting now, we know that is going to their pocket. You know, because if they can have such a money, that kind of money they appropriate for that refinery should be able to fix those refinery in a very standard way. Though it's an old refinery, but at least they can able to upgrade it. You know, to give people at least people. I mean, Nigerian people can relieve of this fuel of a thing now. You know,
you say people are saying to set it off the Port Harcourt refinery, but here is the thing. Sorry, Sam. Here is the thing.
Can I come here for a minute?
Okay, go on.
Okay, I have about 20 years ago, my friend, he got married. He brought the wife came from Nigeria. He did computer science. They gave him a degree from the University of Lagos. He said they write all their programs in the book, but there's no computer. They are only seeing the computer from the window. One computer from the window. But he has a degree in computer science. When he went to school, when he went to school here, the professor told him that that's all completely nonsense. That he has to start afresh. That's what woman said. That's what Nigerian education do to you. You know.
How can you study computer science and not have a computer?
Let me interject.
That's nonsense.
Interject. Concerning this thing UK just said about engineers not practicing what they studied in school. You see, this is a country that is being run by Northerners, and you know these Northerners, they don't even care if they don't even want other parts of the country to even to benefit from their administration, especially in terms of education. They cannot they've not provide for their people. Then they will come and start providing for the South. How do you think they will provide for the South adequate education when they've not even provided for their own the basic one? So we don't have to blame the people in the citizens of the country. Is the leaders that we need to blame for anything that is happening in the educational system.
No, I don't actually think people are blaming the people from sorry, hold on. From the example that's
hello, man. Is it still there?
No,
I don't think it's still here.
It's frozen. It's frozen. It's frozen. He has to refresh. He has to refresh it. It's frozen.
I think Sam, if you want to continue your talk, you can continue if you want to. So
the education in Nigeria is so bad. Is so backward with the way we treat it. If you don't have,
it's because of the leaders. It's because of the heads. Can somebody like Buhari, can he invest into education?
No, Buhari doesn't have a high school certificate.
He don't even have a high school certificate. How come? How would you expect him to?
But I want to say something. Can I say something, guys, please? Can I say something? Sam,
yeah, go on.
Yeah. You know the thing about Nigeria again. I know that the leaders are causing a whole lot of havoc in the system. But individually, you know that a lot of our Nigerian students, a lot of them depend on EXPO. Some of them they can't even read. Do you know that?
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, some of them they
UK.
Yes.
I'm a student in Nigeria. Yeah. I'm just telling you with what I'm seeing in what I'm experiencing in this place. Some students, when you ask them, some people are just going to school for the sake that they want to be graduates. Let me tell you why. It is because of what the system has still done. What is your reward when you have graduates who are riding bikes? So you make the kids will feel that why do I need to put my energy in this in studying when after studying I don't have opportunity. There are no opportunities for me if not for if I don't indulge into illegal stuff or those kind of things. So is the one thing we should still take it back to, we should continue taking it hammering on this government of a thing. Yes, it is good to study, to be studious, to be knowledgeable as an individual. But that country you are now, it is the government that motivates the students to study.
Let me tell you one thing. The Buhari government.
Yeah, sorry, my system dropped for a moment. It's all this popular way, UK so stuff.
The Buhari government, he put in rails. When you put rails in all the rail is going to work. If you don't train those young boys to maintain it, you're going nowhere.
Exactly.
Those rails will spoil. If you didn't have on the ground, you're going to maintain it.
Let me say, if I may say something. All right,
come back and maintain
it.
One
man.
Yeah.
One man.
Go on, UK.
One day, can we talk about education? I mean, can you bring like a section in education? I mean,
but will people be interested in that? Is because that's such a niche area, I'm not sure that it can come up as it has come up now as a subject of discussion in the course of discussion. But although somebody has actually sent me a DM on Instagram that I should talk about it, the ASU strikes. You see, the Nigerian educational system is not really set up to educate. When you go to school,
it's for the certification.
It can take you 5 years to go through a 3-year degree program. Not because you are failing any exams. You do one semester, they close the school down for strike for another semester. So that's 1 year is gone. You do another semester, they close it down again because of rioting. So between the strikes and the rioting and the disputes, etc., they add at least a year to your program, irrespective of how well you do as a student. And that disruption in studies,
it's too small. Even you had 2 or 3 years. Yes. When you are going to university in Nigeria, I mean, if your program is like for 4 years, be ready to add like 2-3 years more to it.
And that's not because you are failing exams.
No. For the most part, it's not because
outside of your control.
It's just you see. I mean, you see, one of the reasons why the society in that country is
ASU is striking again. They were striking when I was in school, but they are still striking now.
Could you imagine?
Just imagine.
They are striking as we are talking today. When were they not striking?
I just don't understand. You just wonder what is wrong with that country.
This country called Nigeria, I don't know. Maybe the name.
The country can work. The country, nothing is wrong with the country. It can work. It's when we do the basic, everything will be in order.
You think it can work under its present the way it is composed? Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo. You think it can work?
Like rational mind said, if we should go back to regional system of government, like regional system of running the country, I bet you this country will work if we should go back to that way.
It was working back then. I think that was when the country had the best of its people.
Exactly.
No. I think that was more in hope than in expectation. That's optimism. If you ever hear the word optimism, that is it right there. You have been optimistic, Solomon.
Understand. When Obasanjo came into power, he was able to manage it. When Yar'Adua came to power, he was able to manage it. When Ibu Jonathan came to power, he was able to manage it. This man we have now is an illiterate. He didn't go to school. That is why he cannot even manage the affair of the country. How can you be a president? His wife in Dubai, his daughter is in Dubai. And yes, how can you? Because he doesn't have the capacity to manage.
Yeah, but what has his wife been in Dubai? The wife is not the wife. The wife can be anywhere she wants now. I mean, she's a private citizen.
But the wife is the first lady.
Yes.
He has functions to do in Nigeria.
No, there's no official office of a first lady, anywhere in the world.
But he's been there. Can move. He can move the community all
And by
along.
the way, just in terms of physicality, I don't think there's a marriage there in terms of physicality. So it's not as though she's there to fulfill any physical function that Buhari might need.
How can you?
I mean, there's even rumors. There's even rumors that those kids, possibly, it's not even the son. I mean,
that's the suspicion. It doesn't look anything like him.
We have a president. We don't hear from the president.
Do you think this is sorry, Sam? Do you think this may be some of the issues that is just made this guy so bitter and twisted? You know, because those speculations you would have heard. It's her first marriage, of course. It's just the same disaster. I think that one was getting too close to Babangida, and that was what collapsed that one. And then this one now, and what is she doing in Dubai? A young lady. She's still a relatively young lady. So, you know, you cannot ask her, you know.
This is to show you how unreasonable they are. Dubai, she's there enjoying the infrastructures in Dubai. And her husband is the president of Nigeria. Can't they make Nigeria work like Dubai?
No, they can, but they won't.
You remember what she said? He said the Kabal have taken over the government.
Yes.
She's the one who said it. I didn't say it. So they put her in the corner. You know, so when you look at it, you know that the problem is there already. How can you build a country? We don't hear nobody have, you know, a president. When you become a president, you give hope. When you give that hope, they work hard. Nigeria doesn't have, Buhari doesn't have hope to give to Nigerians. Even when you protest, he will come out with a gun and kill you, or he'll put you in jail. How can you have a country like that?
All right.
Can I continue? One more?
Yeah, continue. Yeah, UK.
Okay, so about the Nnpc saga. So, well, the bribe, as I said, the money they told us that they will use to refurbish the refinery. Till now, nobody have even see anything like they are starting. Though I think we even said that money maybe they channel it to this Dangote, since they already buy some share in that Dangote, so they might move that money there to use to complete the Dangote own. Then they will abandon those ones, or they will sell it off. You know, but I know
they will ultimately sell it to Dangote himself.
By the end of this, by the end of their tenure, they will sell those 3 refineries. That one is for sure. That's the plan. I mean, they will sell it before they will leave the office. I know for sure.
But so you see, the issue is that they will sell it, but they don't have any, apart from Dangote, who is under government patronage, and that is his business. They don't have a history of being able to manage anything. They don't have that. So if they sell it off, then the person that buys it, look at all of these licenses that they bought for electricity. None of them have been able to do anything because they don't have capacity to manage or run a business. So if they sell it to whoever or whatever, it's just going to ultimately end up as scraps. But you know, that's just that space. UK, do you want to speak to the Soludo situation quickly? Have you been hearing that storyline in the course or?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, we have been, I think, about 3 of your section now, we talk about Soludo. You know, right. The way they want to like truncate him, you know, take him out of the election race.
Yes,
you know,
using Malam Bantutu from some judge.
Yes.
So, all right.
Yeah, for Soludo, like as I said, they won't want somebody like that to come in. Though we don't know, because you know, like in Anambra, there are many factions are fighting against that Soludo of a person. One Soludo in Anambra State, I don't think they know him as a popular person. You know, maybe they know him through like somebody who have worked in a federal parastatal or who have served the CBN. But coming closer to home, I don't think the grassroots people knows him like that. You know, you remember when he went for a campaign, you know, they shot the 2 of his escorts. You remember?
Oh, yes, I remember. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and he was barely, he just escaped that I will call it assassination now, or whichever thing.
No, that is what it was, an assassination attempt. That is what I thought as well when I saw. There was no other way to see it other than as that. Yeah.
Yes. So imagine that kind of action. This is to show you that the people who are holding the Anambra doesn't want him, So they will make sure they fight, every tooth and nail to so that he won't be in that space. So that's what is playing out. So that's what I would say about that.
If they don't see him as a threat to them, why would they want to? Why would they make an attempt on his life? So they see him as somebody who is a force to reckon with in that the political space in Anambra State. So I see him as somebody who can possibly win the election. If they don't use Mago, Soludo should win the election. That's what I think.
Do you think he should win it because of Abga or because of his own personal name?
Not because it's an Abga person. I see him as somebody who's a technocrat, somebody like Obi, like Peter Obi, who is more read and learned.
But they are saying he's not a man of the people. You are not describing. You are talking about the man that best.
We don't need a man of the people. We need somebody who can deliver. We need somebody who can deliver.
Well, you have to be a man of the people for the people to vote for you.
Yeah, you have to be the man of people, because even if you know it all, or you can strengthen the space, but still you have to calm down. You have to come down from your high horses, to make sure that you let the people feel you. You see, one man, because people have to feel you now. Because these people
was saying it's too pompous.
These people you're dealing with people who are an illiterate. Compared, like we that is talking, because we already know his CV. Because if you go to Anambra, if you tell people, look at what this man have done, some of them they won't even believe you, because they don't even see him like that, And for him coming to Anambra at this time of the time, they will say because he's just coming to get the vote, then he will run away. That's the way they are reasoning. So they are not seeing it that he's coming there to make some changes.
The perfect politician is the mix between Fayose and Soludo. So with the capacity of Soludo, but with the common touch of Fayose, they will go and sit with Mama in roadside and eat granite and say, this Ijoba Yoda or this government is bad, So you go and sit with Mama in roadside and with camera and go and eat Eba in Buka with the boys. But then go to State House and speak. So the common touch is essential toolkit in the
They will vote for Soludo based on Ojukwu. Ojukwu is the one who formed that party.
Yes.
And Anambra is where Ojukwu came from. So for one thing, Ojukwu still have a say. He's late, but his name still resonates with Anambra people. You can't go to the space, and you can't. That's the party he's for, and that is the only party. Even in other states of the Biafra, all those places, other happy parties have taken it, but Anambra still believes on his people. That's the only way they will vote for him.
Mr. Stan, can I say something? We're not talking about the party itself. We're talking about the person. We are talking about the individual. The individual. Going to, like as one man said, that they can go on the street, start talking to a banana seller or a corn seller. But Soludo do all those things, because because when you start if you identify yourself to the grassroots people, then that's where people will know you. They will say, some people will say, I've talked to this man, he's good. Because
let me say something. Who was Willie Obiano before he became governor? Do anybody know him?
I didn't. Who was he?
Nobody knew him.
Nobody knew him.
So what I was saying.
So what's the point? What's the point?
So what I'm saying is that Abga is a party to reckon with in Anambra State. But I see that these people, they want to play their trick. They want to use their force or whatever, the federal might, to wrestle the whole thing out of their hand. But let's just wait and see how it all plays out. But I know Abga is a party to reckon with in Anambra.
All right, gentlemen, we'll start seeking to round off here. It's been quite interesting. We've meandered through this one. It's been a pleasurable one. I thought it was going to peter out about an hour and a half, and I was ready to start saying my goodbyes, but then slowly people trickled in and it's evolved into a conversation. But that conversation now rounds off and we start rounding off with Charles. So Charles, your remarks, are you still with us? Charlie boy? Charles? Okay, I think we may not have... Charles, do we have you? Okay, we don't seem to have Charles anymore. So let's go to Sam next. Then Sam, just your words.
Yeah, one man. I want to say thanks to everybody that's here. It's a pleasure talking to you every day. I always try to come into the program anytime I have the time. But for one thing, we are all Nigerians. We have to find a way to work together. And when you look at all of us in this program, anytime it is the Southerners, the Fulanis or the Hausas, they don't have to leave the country to enjoy the wealth of Nigeria. So when you come to realization that we belong, and the only thing that connects you to Nigeria is your father's land, your father's property. Now, what they are trying to do now is come to the south, take over our land. We have to do everything to make it. See, one of the good things about the media and this YouTube is that it is helping everyone realize what we have as a country. As long as we have that, we are coming together, it will never happen. The war they fight in 1966, 1967, we that are here are smarter than them. We have the money, we have the wealth and all those things. If whereby they decide, okay, I will convert your money in Nigeria in dollar to Nigeria, that country is going to fall because we are the people who are sending money to Nigeria. You always see most of foreigners are here. Most of them have an average of $10,000, $20,000 in Nigeria, in dollars. Most people now leave their money in dollars. If this government do that, nobody is going to send his money to them. That is the Nigerian government is going to collapse. So, as long as I'm concerned, please, one man, keep up the good job.
Oh, all right.
You are trained. You might think that you're not doing anything, but you're educating people. That's what I want you to do. Your education carries on because nobody we have, and this Buhari government, he don't understand that the media is covering everywhere. So anything you do, keep the job going, please.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Sam. Always a delight to hear from you. So, Sam, ladies and gentlemen. So, from Sam, we go on to Solomon Peters. Solomon, your remark.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to everybody and for having me on this program tonight. And yeah, like what Sam said, that the program is going on, you might think that it's not making any impact, but it's really making impact. I learned from this place too a lot. I learned from here, from everybody who comes on this place and talk. I really learn a lot from here. And I just want us to just continue holding this show because it's like it informs people. It keeps people informed. Somebody like me, I don't even watch television anymore. I'm always with my phone, and once I'm on my phone, I come to YouTube, I see this program on, I just connect and keep myself busy with it, getting information, everything that happens. Like this program is one of the most updated programs I connect to every day. Everybody here, we really try to. I like the way everybody makes out time to connect and share their opinion, their own views concerning what is happening in this country. This is to show we all have this country at heart because it's really our father's land. And in fact, like there's only the Southerners that always come on this program. Just
to that, Solomon, I've been trying to get the Northerners to come on. And I know they do listen, so just come
Yeah,
on,
this is to show you that I feel sometimes I
I'm
just feel
pretty
like the
sad
way
they do
Ninas,
listen, so just come on. Mukhtar and Ladi, and whatever
yeah,
it is that you call your women over there, and all of you come on,
like the way Ninas is going about it, the way they want to scrap out the 12 Sharia states, I feel is the best. We don't need to go. The rest of the country don't need to really go away. Since we have understanding, the South have understanding, just like the people from the Middle Belt too. They have understanding. So I don't think we leaving them or we separating from them. It's just the 12 Sharia states that needs to go on their own, that needs to leave. But the rest of the indigenous people of the country need to still remain together, because the different cultures we have is very interesting. I'm a very young man that I want to really explore I want to explore other cultures. I want to know about other cultures. I want to see how they live, as in even their food self. I just want to know about other cultures, because that is one of the beauties of this country being together. Do you understand? So
I do,
let's just
and I agree. Yeah.
so, and for like that Nina's 1 million match that I want to hold in, I think in New York, people that have the opportunity to be there, they should try and come out and make this movement with them, please.
Yes,
that is
go
the
meet
best way.
there.
Yeah, that is the best way for us to tackle this issue. It's not by you agitating for Oduduwa or agitating for Biafra separately, because it's just like divide and rule. They're already you are dividing yourself, and nobody will listen to you. But when you go together as a body, as one body, from the rest of the geopolitical zones, apart from the north, they will listen to you. I believe that they will listen to this 1 million, these Ninas, with the way they are going. Everybody should support Ninas. They should scrap out the 12 Sharia states. Thank you very much for having me here.
All right. Thank you, Solomon. A delight. So up next, UK. So UK, your words.
Well, that word Nigeria make me sick because of what is going on in that country. Like me, I always say it's time without number. That's Biafra, Oduduwa should go, because the Nigerian state have done so many damages, which a lot of people cannot even forgive them. The herdsmen killing, the Nigerian state doesn't want to, hold those people responsible and to prosecute them or try them, but they will catch and release. Then they will still be doing more harm to the indigenous people. So for me, if everybody will go their own way, I mean, that will be better, so that every region can develop, to their own pace, and to develop to their own, whichever level they want to develop. They will get than other just minority holding a whole lot of people down. They don't want to like change things. Things is still stagnant. Even the things are getting worse every day. People are crying. People are looking for job. No food. No electricity. No light. People are dying every day. So for me, I think the best bet is for everybody to, to find their own way. So that is where I still stand, because I know the way things are going on in Nigeria, I don't think it can. This is just a land of no return. So I don't think it can come back to that original state we used to find ourselves.
Do you feel like a refugee somewhat in the United States, UK? I'm not saying especially your status in that country, but you cannot really go back to Nigeria with any sense of confidence or ease, with any calm of mind. So essentially, I just feel that a lot of us, if not all of us, living outside of Nigeria, were essentially refugees, because if things were the way things should be, then you would travel abroad to go and relax for a bit and then come back to Nigeria where you're most comfortable.
Okay.
In
Let me tell
the
you.
abroad, you're only a national insurance number. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, but on the street, you're just another black man, But in your own yard, you are the son of XYZ from ABC village, whose grandfather did this and great-grandfather did that.
One man, when I came to United States, the first black person I saw, he thought that I was a refugee. Asked me which country I come from. I told him, man, I'm not a refugee here. I have all my paper. Because sometimes when they want to brag, I'll tell them, do you think if you're like me, you can't even smell America? That's what I tell them. If you're like me, you don't even have money to even leave the shore of Africa to come here. So just keep your mouth shut. But what you say, me, I don't feel like here is, no matter that I have everything to live happily here, but still, I still think about that my village. That my village. I still think about it. I still think about people I live there, even if they are not my brother or my sister. I still think about them. Sometimes, do you know that I spend a whole lot of money to load inside start calling people, just call random people, because I remember when we were growing up, things were, though we talk about people traveling abroad, but our mind wasn't like that. So we thought that the Nigeria we were living would give us our heaven and earth, not knowing that, as the year goes by, things is not gonna hold, all things have fallen apart.
Because I believe that given if circumstances are as they should be, the Nigerian person will go abroad, go and get his education so he can use that to earn and to brag, but then he will go back to Lagos, to go and establish himself and compete, enjoy his life, have his his country house or little apartment or bungalow in the country, and then go to Lagos and Abuja. That's the life we want. We don't want to be wearing winter. Do you like wearing winter coat? I don't like wearing winter coat.
I don't.
I've never worn a winter coat before when I was growing up. What is the meaning of winter coat? Even when it was raining, you were out naked running around.
Yes. Okay, let me tell you one
I wasn't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, let me tell you one man. Do you know that I met one guy from Sierra Leone? The guy, he studied in Russia. The guy, as I'm talking to you today, he said he wants to go back to University of Ibadan for agricultural school. That he wants to learn how to do this. I tell the guy, you can't go there. If you go there, they will kidnap you. Things are rough now. You see what I'm telling you? Because this man always talk about Ibadan. I said, look at this man talking about Ibadan. You don't know what is going on in the country now. You see, to tell you how people were rating Nigeria, now from 10 to 0 now. You see, so I mean, why would I be thinking? Yeah, quite sure here. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm my like as you said, I'm at my home or my village. Because in my village, I can walk. I know all the terrain. I know where to walk. I know where to go. I know
you see, the problem with living in abroad is you live abroad, you are comfortable, you earn well, you're able to take responsibility, you have status, etc., etc. But then, just every so often, something will happen either to you personally, a remark is made, an attitude you get, even something in the news, even when Trump was doing other things. Then it just reminds you again that no, you're not really fully here.
You don't belong here. You don't belong here. Yeah. I don't. Even me, I tell them I don't belong here. I tell them I don't belong here. But it's the money.
But who will tell you that you don't belong in Igbo land? Who will tell me that I don't belong in Oyo?
Even I will blow you. I'll give you punch. But
it's you that will be telling the people that they don't belong now. Nobody is telling you.
Well, one man left.
All right, my brother. We could go on.
Thank you for this platform. Thank you for all you do. I know it's not easy to take our time, to do this thing, but God will richly bless you. But I will keep supporting you in everywhere, So have a good night.
All right, thank you. Make sure that car is a Ferrari. Sorry, how long has your wife been with you in America?
She's barely 4 years.
Okay, she's done her driving test and everything. She's licensed.
Yeah, but she was so slow. She was so scared.
No, it's an adjustment anyway. So but once she's confident, she's up and running. So thank you, UK. Always good to see you. So now, Rational Mind, just very briefly round things up for us. Rational Mind, listen.
Yeah. Well, one man, I must thank you for the great job you're doing. allowing us to come and rant on your platform. We're not really ranting, but to speak our mind as to what is going on. But first of all, I would like to tell the viewers and listeners to please subscribe if they've not. There's a red button there. They should click on that red button that says subscribe, and always try and like the videos. That way, it will definitely help the algorithm to really push up, and so that sometimes you can get notification whenever one man comes online. Having said that, there are just two things I want to say just to wrap up for today. The Nnpc saga. Sometimes you wonder how would an agency of the government that was supposed to be profitable throughout the existence until this recently we hear that they declared, was it 200 billion naira profit, and then we're hearing another branch of the same Nnpc is running at a loss, in fact a real huge loss. That makes you start wondering, where is this? Where are these people? All this thing they're declaring, where's it coming from? Is it the true fact? Are they really representing the real fact of the this Nnpc or what? And then we hear them investing, is it $2 billion in Dangote Refinery, and suddenly now they want to go public again, and then they want to get listed on the stock exchange. So you start wondering, what is all this all about? This policy somersault and everything in every sector of that Nigerian economy is the reason why that country is one of the reasons why the economy is really the way it is. They will have one policy today, tomorrow we just look at what the CBN is doing. Some time ago it was you send money and you get your money in naira. Suddenly they switched over to you're getting dollar, and now they want to move from dollar again. They had the what's it called? These people, the bureau de change. They were the one who were giving out hard currency, paying out hard currency. Suddenly now they revert back again. So you see this. No investor wants to come to that country and invest with this. This policy somersault every time. It's confusing, and so you wonder why that country is the way it is. And lastly, I just want to speak to the aspect of a way forward for us, which I see the only way forward, I think, is everybody going their separate ways. But if not, if they do decide want to recalibrate and restructure that country, I think regionalism would be the best. There's an aspect of social science or sociology, talks about assimilation. One of the problems of that country is assimilation, like I said. Assimilation has the, let me just give us a simple understanding of that assimilation. Most of us who live in foreign lands, who live in America, Canada, or wherever we live, we do have what they call, maybe it's not clearly spelled out in the country, but it's sort of, you have to assimilate to the culture. Like here, being a Yoruba man from South kind of, I can't say I want to bring my Shango and everything and start killing dogs and killing cats or whatever, or sacrifice to my gods here in this society here. They won't allow it. Why would a Fulani man, who knows where he's from, says he wants to carry his cattle and ruin my mother's farmland, or my father's farmland, or my own farmland, or my sister or my brothers, and want to eat their crop and wants to go unchallenged? It doesn't make sense. And so, for the fact that we don't assimilate in that country, this assimilation is not something taught in schools or really enshrined in the culture of that country called Nigeria. I think it would be best that we go on that regionalism, and if not, let everybody go their separate ways. Because especially the Fulanis, they do not want to change. They want to impose their own way and life on other people in their own very land. Just the same way we cannot do that here in the foreign land. Say we want to live the way we're living in Nigeria or wherever you are from in Africa. So that is one aspect of social science that I think should be taught to even in primary schools, so that people understand that when you move from northern part of Nigeria to eastern part of Nigeria or any part of Nigeria that is not your own very land, you need to understand that people are there who have been living there for thousands of years, even hundreds of years. You need to respect their culture. You don't have to impose your own culture. You have to assimilate, adapt their way of life, and see how that fits into your way of life from where you're from. But no, It's not taught. So for that reason, I think everybody should just go their separate ways, or they restructure that country to a regional kind of government, whereby every regional government can control their own culture. They can have their own sub constitution that is subjected to the general constitution. But then at least let them have something working for everybody. Because if we continue the way we're going, I don't think we're going to make anything out of it. That country will just burn down. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, Rational Mind. Always a pleasure. Rational Mind, ladies and gentlemen, is gone the academic route this time around to deliver its final message. So the Efiko has spoken. Who am I? Just some Olodo to add on to that. So thank you, Rational Mind, for those words, especially the invitation for people to subscribe. So do exactly as directed by a Rational Mind and do that immediately. Click on that red button so it becomes gray. So anybody that's been more than once on this platform has no reason not to be subscribed. That's only fair and right. If you spend your time with us, which we appreciate, then you can only really reward the platform by clicking on the subscription button. So do that right now and immediately, as I said. So I leave it here. Carry the conversation and within the comment section, but here I say peace.